My bad.
Yeah. Are we doing this vertical or does it matter?
on. Just checking. Check. All right. Hello and welcome to episode 12 of the Studio C podcast. I'm here with my two hosts.
The one, the only.
What's good? What's great? It's your boy Phil.
And then we got a special guest, my one and only brother, Mikey.
And our first guest of all time. This was our first guest.
Was he our first?
Yes, he was our first guest. Because remember, we were trying to get my brother to come on, and we could never schedule it to get him on. But then we got your brother. Your brother was our first guest.
Didn't think he was our first, but all right. Let's get into things. Mikey, I think you're frozen, and we can't hear you.
Okay, I got scared. I thought he was like talking and I couldn't hear him. Like,
There you go.
Am I good?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
All right, Bill, you're in a different location this week.
yes. Fortunately and fortunately, I'm trying something different. I got this. I was down here already doing a hobby that I have, and I didn't feel like moving it upstairs. So I was like, let me just be down here then. Next time I'm gonna go over in that area. I'm in my basement, so like it's cluttered and stuff everywhere. But next time I'm gonna go like in the area where the light is at, because I can barely see myself, so I know y'all can't see me.
All right, so let's get into this first topic. I know it's gonna be a super long episode with KB's rants. He always does.
Actually, I have a movie to go see, so I'm gonna make it fast because I want to really go see this movie. So yeah.
All right. First thing, this is a little bit of a late entry for us. The Michigan scandal that's happening now. That's pretty big around the Big Ten. I just wanted to get everyone's opinions on it. I don't want to drag this out for too long. My personal opinion, um, being a Penn State fan, I mean, I should have an opposite opinion, possibly. I don't know. But I don't think it's really a big deal. Everyone, you like change your signs. So people that don't know, Michigan has been called out for stealing signs in the Big Ten, which is cheating, or apparently cheating. Nothing has been proven. There is an investigation going on. Some people think the head coach, I think, is gonna quit and come to the NFL. There's not really too much too much proof that they cheated. That's my opinion. But I want to just get everyone's opinions. One I'm most interested in is Mikey's opinion, also being a Penn State fan. What are your thoughts on this?
So I think it doesn't have to be a big. It didn't have to be a big deal, but I think that just I guess the lengths that they went to steal signs is kind of where people are having the issue. You know, they were sending this one guy out to every single game. They were going to like Central Michigan games, going to like games with where teams that it should be a gimme. It should be a gimme win for them, and they're just stealing signs from them as well. So there's obviously something there. They had the same guy, Connor Stallions, I think his name was, going to the he had tickets to the Penn State Ohio State game as well, and he was getting these tickets in the same exact spot every single week, which is pretty suspicious. I don't know. I think they should be punished. I don't think they should get like the death penalty or anything. I don't think anybody should be fired over it except for maybe like the staffer who did it. which has already happened. Maybe some fines, some heavy fines, bowl bans maybe for like 2 or 3 years, but I don't think it's all that big of a deal as well. I think it's big enough to the point where they should be punished for it because it is technically breaking the rules, but it shouldn't be treated too harshly.
Yeah, I have a streamer friend who's a big Michigan fan, and he's basically like everyone's coming at him, or some big Ohio State fans are coming at him in his chat and are being like, oh, they should get their national championship trophies taken away. They should do this, do that. He should be fired. He should be thrown in jail, and stuff like that. It's just like, he's just like, it's not that big of a deal. I mean, if they do find something, yeah, find them and put headsets in the helmets, because that's what every coach in the Big Ten wants to do, is put headsets in the helmets like they do in the NFL. Being another college fan, I'm new to college football, so I'm not sure if Georgia really has that big of a impact on this or issue with this. Phil, I want to get your opinions on this too.
Yes, first my apologies, but my computer just went out. But yeah, I definitely was hearing about what Michigan has been doing. I think like Mikey was saying, I forgot the guy's name, but yeah, he was like buying multiple tickets in different areas of the stadium to watch the game. And it was all under him. So I know a lot of people were like, I guess he just enjoys seeing different views of the game and stuff like that. But as far as punishment goes, unless it can be something for this season, which I don't think it can be, I don't think they should be punished at all. As I was hearing, the only type of punishment that can really be done is going to go into next season. And I know they're saying, like, say if they win the national championship this year, I think they said they would take the trophy away, which I guess would matter, but I think to fans it really wouldn't matter because we know who won, we know who the best team was, whether they had the trophy or not. So basically, yeah, unless they can be punished for this year, which I don't see what you can do other than them, I don't think they should be punished because next season doesn't have anything to do with this current season. And it's kind of hard for them to do anything.
All right. I guess barbecue's throwing shade and making me go last because he already knows what I'm gonna say before I even get into this part. I just want to point out that it's funny how people are, they're hating on the GOAT's alma mater, bro. That's my first statement. This is Tom Brady's alma mater. And he's always the center of cheating. Cheating. He's always been accused of cheating. And now look at college football accusing his team of cheating. And another thing, is this an ongoing investigation or are they
Yeah.
done?
It's
It's
going on
ongoing?
right now.
All right. It is they're not guilty until they're not guilty on
And it's
they're not
until
guilty
proven
yet.
guilty.
Yeah, innocent until proven guilty. That's what I wanted to say. Exactly. So in my book, they're not cheaters. It's just, you guys want to hate on Tom Brady's alma mater. But I will say, you guys are Penn State fans. I love watching Penn State wrestling. You guys are one of my favorite colleges to watch wrestle. So I will say that.
Yeah, they're definitely
Yeah.
like what? They're the Alabama of wrestling for sure. They dominate every single year whenever it
Yeah,
comes
I
to
do
that.
like Penn State wrestling, but I just feel like barbecue's, a little upset about this because it's Tom Brady's alma mater.
I
And
mean, I literally said I didn't have a problem with it. I mean, I'm on the role that they're not really cheating. There's not really that
wow.
big of a
Wow, so they're not really cheating, then that means Tom Brady really doesn't cheat.
there's totally different thing than stealing signs than
I mean,
Deflategate
hey,
or
they said that
looking
Tom
into
Brady
people's
was
locker rooms.
they said Tom Brady was still in plays. Aren't signs telling the play to do?
I mean, he
That's
did
the
a
same
lot
thing.
more than just steal
That's the
plays, though.
that's the same thing. I mean, come on.
Okay, we could go on for hours on this.
I might need some popcorn myself, honestly.
That's all I wanted to say, though. That's all I really wanted to say. Because I haven't really watched college football in a while since Bryce Young went out there and pooped all over Alabama when he played for us and lost to Georgia. Come on now, Georgia.
All
But
right.
yeah,
Another topic, real quick topic I want to just discuss before we get into mid-season predictions is the trade deadline was just last week. Let's review what some of the best, like who won the trade deadline, like who won trades before deadline. There's not really much to talk about with the Steelers because they didn't pick up anyone. I believe Packers picked someone up, right?
yeah, we picked up a running back from the Commanders. I'm not sure on his name though. I'll have to look it up.
So yeah, who do you guys think won the trade deadlines?
I'm gonna be honest. I really didn't pay attention to the football trade deadlines. I gotta been tuning into basketball since my team is in the gutter at this point. But
Okay.
yeah,
Well, so I'll give my opinion. So I'll say for sure, I think the biggest winner is the Vikings for sure, because Kirk Cousins he went down, he's done for the year, and they pick up Josh Dobbs, who Pittsburgh Steelers product by the way. Um, he was doing this thing in Arizona. He was doing as much as he could in Arizona. He was actually doing pretty good, and then they trade him away at the deadline, which I felt like was kind of a slight to him because he was doing good and they just get rid of him. I guess they're still trying to rebuild, which makes sense. Though they're kind of tanking for that number one draft pick, but the Vikings they're still trying to contend. So then picking him up and immediately he goes into that offense, not even knowing the players' names, and goes out there gets a comeback win against the Falcons of all teams. Uh, Pretty good job. I think the Vikings definitely won.
I mean, yeah, but one thing I wanted to say about him, I mean, I'm glad. I mean, of course, I'm not happy that he won because he's in the same division as me, but I'm happy for the guy because they didn't have his jersey at the store in Arizona. Now that was disrespectful, man. Like, so I hopefully his jersey's in the store now in Minnesota in a little bit because that was disrespectful, man. I was
Yeah,
like,
Arizona
wow.
disrespected him the entire time.
That was very disrespectful. Wow.
Yeah, Dobbs is amazing. I like his little nod to Mike Tomlin at the in his press conference. He was like, "Yeah, Mike Tomlin taught us discipline or something along those lines." So he knows where he came from. But Phil, who do you think won the deadline since?
Yeah. Like the Josh Dobbs is a good answer, especially seeing firsthand what he did to my Falcons. Um, I think Arizona that they traded him because Kyler Murray is coming back this next week. So it's kind of like since Dobbs was playing, like you said, he was doing everything he could in Arizona. Let's trade the guy that we can get some value for instead of just letting him go for nothing. But my winners is going to be the Philadelphia Eagles. Getting Kevin Byron, free safety from the Titans. He's an All Pro. He's one of the best safeties in the game, and they really needed that for their secondary. And I think that's a huge move. I don't know how they pulled it off. Um, but yeah, I definitely think that's my win. That's who I picked to win. What's funny about it, I think the Eagles, the safety that they traded him for, he had got like burnt for a touchdown, like literally on Sunday or Monday Night Football. And then the next day he got traded. I was like, dang. But I definitely think that they're the winners for this trade deadline.
Alright, so now we're on to mid-season predictions. So this is basically going to how we did our preseason predictions, where we're all going to go with our favorite team and see who we're up against this last part of the season. these last few games of the season and see what our new record will be. I know the Packers, Cameron's or KB's uh, prediction changed because he had an unbelievable, like what was it, 14-6 or something record for the Packers. It was just insane. I think even Phil pointed out like that's not gonna happen. But I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was insane.
I
Um,
didn't know it would go this bad, but no, it would go this bad.
yeah, that's all right. So I'm gonna real quick get ready
So
and
can I go? Can I go first since you called out my team first?
you know what? Just because you said that, no.
Okay. I didn't mean it disrespectfully, but okay.
So we are 5-3. I'm gonna go first, and then Mikey, since you're a Steeler fan, also you can go right in order, and then Phil with the Falcons, and then Cam with the Packers. All right, so we are 5-3 right now, which is decent. I mean, only 3 losses in what 8 weeks.
Thank you, Steve.
All right, so my previous prediction was 8-9. Before that, it was like 12-5. Um, my new prediction is so Packers. That's a win. So that's a 6-3. Because they're 6-3. Browns. I don't see us winning twice in a row, just because we are at Browns and rivalry and stuff like that. So 6-4. Bengals. I think I originally said this was gonna be a win, but we are at Bengals again, another rivalry. I feel like we lose this one, and plus Joe Burrow is getting better and better each week. So I feel like we lose that one. Cardinals, we win. Just simple. Patriots, we win. Again, another simple one. Colts, we win. Bengals, second time, I feel like we're gonna win. And then Seahawks, I feel like we lose, and then Ravens we lose. So my new is 10-7. So Mikey, you can go next.
Okay. Well, I mean, first thing I gotta say is, why did you have us at 8 and 9 at one point? That's kind of
Because we
that's
were
a little.
doing bad at, or we were doing terrible at that point, and yeah,
Fair. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Okay, I guess I can give my predictions as well. I guess I haven't been on the podcast at all this season, but I'd say like going into the season, I was pretty high on the Steelers as well. I'd probably say we were gonna get like 11 to 12 wins ish, something like that. I still kind of feel the same way now. Like the Packers this Sunday, I mean, yeah, I think we easily get a win there. I wouldn't say easily because no one is ever easy, especially with the Steelers. Um, but I don't know. I don't think Jordan Love really has that it factor at all. So I don't think. I think we just kind of overpower him. Our defense kind of takes over the game. TJ Watt probably takes over the game. The Browns. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to win against the same team twice in the season. So I think we split the season series with them. It'll be definitely a low scoring game, probably like something like 13-6 or something like that. I think it'll be close all the way through. We'll lose that one though. Going to the Bengals, like BBQ said, Joe Burrow is kind of heating up now. He'll probably still be where he's at right now in a couple weeks, unless barring any significant changes. Only concern there is Jamar Chase is hurt. He's banged up right now. I don't know if he's gonna miss any time, but he is kind of banged up right now. I still think we lose that game though. what is that? That'd be it's 1-2 after over our next 3 games. So with the Cardinals, I'd say we go in there, we get the win. Going out to is that game? That game's in Pittsburgh, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's in
Cardinals and
Pittsburgh.
Patriots. Home.
Yeah. So since that game's in Pittsburgh, I say we get the win. If it's in Arizona, that could have easily been a trap game for us. But I say we get the win pretty easily in Pittsburgh. Against the Patriots, that's the primetime game. It's also in Pittsburgh. I think we can get the win, although I could also see us easily losing that as well. The Patriots, they're kind of a weird team. They can be good on kind of random times. Like they beat the Bills a few weeks ago, I believe. Just nobody saw that coming. So I'll say we get the win there. Against the Colts, we always beat up on the Colts. They're hurt. Obviously, Anthony Richardson, he's down for the season. Gardner Minshew, he's good, but he's a journeyman. He's a backup. He's not really doing anything too special. I think we get the win there. Second Bengals game, second time around, right before Christmas. I think the Steelers, we get a Christmas gift. We get the win there. And then on New Year's Eve against the Seahawks, that's definitely a trap game for sure. We go out to Seattle. Think their defense is. I mean, they've gotten exposed the past like a few weeks ago, or no, this past week actually, against the Ravens. But I think the Seahawks actually beat us here, and final week of the season against the Ravens. Again, it's hard to beat a team twice in the season, but I'll say we actually get the win here, and I don't know if that means we'll win the division as a whole, but we'll be close for sure. But where's that take us? It's like I believe that might be 12-5. I believe. Yeah, with losses to 11 and 6. Okay, 11-6. That's where I was at.
You said a win against the Ravens in week.
Yeah, so we beat the Ravens. We have losses to the Browns, Bengals, and Seahawks.
The only way I see that win happening, which could happen, is if the Ravens sit out their players to get ready for the playoffs. Other than that, I think the Ravens are a better team.
Do you think they get the second win? Okay, I see. I mean, that could really go both ways. It all depends on if they can keep their run game like going. Because I don't know if you guys saw Keaton Mitchell. He went off. Nobody even knows who he is. He had like 140 yards, touchdown run. He's gonna be something special for sure. Undrafted free agent out of ECU. Yeah, he'll be something special. I think as long as they keep giving him the ball, he's definitely starter material for sure. It all depends though. That could go either way. I just say we get the win just because definitely out of bias. It's definitely just bias right there. But who knows? Who knows?
I like this Steelers fan right here. I just want to point that out. I really enjoy this Steelers fan. I really do. I want to point that out. You can go next, Bill. It's your turn.
Well, actually, hang on one
Right.
second.
So
I got one more thing
my
for
bad.
Mikey. With that being said, if we make it to the playoffs, how many wins do you think we'll get?
I'd say we're either going to be a first round exit or we might make it to the divisional round. Realistically speaking, it's not our year this year. We're still putting pieces together.
Yeah, I have us winning one, maybe two. Maybe we can squeeze in the second
That'd
one.
be luck. That'd definitely be luck.
But
if
yeah,
somehow.
I mean, we've been in the if I mean for most of the season we've been in the playoffs, playoff picture.
Yeah,
But
we just need to get it done.
it's just coming out like going into the playoffs. Those teams are rough.
Yeah,
I mean, we are in the hardest division in the league, though. So any
definitely.
other division, we would easily beat out the division.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Phil.
All right. So at the beginning of the season for my team, the Atlanta Falcons, I had high expectations. Really because I'm sick of no playoffs. year after year after year, and the next year and the year after that. I'm just sick of it. So I predicted 10-7. I thought that was realistic, win the division, and we are currently sitting at 4-5. Not great. A couple weeks ago, after our win against the Bucks, I was happy. We were the number one seed. I was confident. I came on here and I said that we're not gonna win the rest of our games, but every single game on here is winnable. And ever since then, we have now lost back-to-back games. So I'm kind of hurting right now. So I'm going to be unbiased and be real about the rest of our schedule. So next week or this week coming up, we play the Cardinals. Um, I'm going to be real with Kyler Murray. His first week back, the Cardinals aren't a good team. That's a game that we should win. But I'm going to be real. After what I saw or what I watched the highlights of, because I did watch the game. Um, Josh Dobbs looked like prime Cam Newton against us, and respect to him, but he knows he's not that good. So with Kyler Murray, better quarterback than him, I just I don't feel confident about that game. So I got lost there. The week after that, we played the Saints. I got to win there. I got to win against the Saints. We played the Jets. After that, um, the Jets got a great defense. The Jets have an awesome defense. It's going to be which offense can finally score between us and the Jets. Um, I'm gonna go with us with the win. I think it's gonna be like a 14-7, 14-6 type game. Like it's not gonna be high scoring at all. Then we play the Bucks again. It's hard to beat the team. It's hard to beat the same team twice in a year. I think they got us. Same thing with the Panthers. I mean, it's hard to beat the teams twice in a year. Then I got to win against the Colts, a win against the Bears, and I think I'm gonna go with a loss to the Saints right there. So rounding out the season, I got 4 wins and and 4 losses. So rounding out the season, I got us at 4-4, which gives us a record for 8-9. Which honestly, I think that's very realistic for us. Um, 8-9 in our division, we should be able to win it. I'm gonna be real because our division is terrible. So 8-9 should be able to get a wild card spot. And as far as the playoffs go, I'm just happy. If we make the playoffs, that's my Super Bowl. I'm gonna be watching the blowout with chicken wings and a smile on my face because we made the playoffs. And yeah, so I'm gonna go 8-9. So I went from 10-7 to 8-9.
That's pretty fair, honestly. I'd say so. That's probably pretty accurate, actually. I don't know. They could definitely still win the division at 8-9. I don't think there's anybody else trying to even win at all. Everybody else is trying to tank in that division. CJ Stroud, he has no help around, or not CJ Stroud. Bryce Young, he has no help around him at all, and it's just I don't know. Or it is CJ Stroud. My fault. Uh, I think. But their quarterback, yeah, no help around them. The Saints, they're in quarterback limbo as well. They don't know who they need. I mean, they need help everywhere really. And the Buccaneers, they're just I don't know. They're kind of also all over the place. But yeah, definitely could still make the playoffs.
All right, KD, you want to go next? Even though I know this is gonna be 100% biased.
Okay, if you think so. All right. First game, Packers Steelers. The only way the Steelers beat us is if their defense comes to play, because Matt Canada doesn't come to call good plays. Kind of fucks you guys over a lot of times, according to this Steelers fan right here. But my favorite Steelers fan is Mikey today, bro. Yeah, probably of all time. But yeah, I feel like the Packers and Steelers is going to be a close game either way. I can see the game going either way, but I'm going to go with my Packers because, I like the matchup at quarterback. It's two young quarterbacks battling at quarterback. And yeah, and your defense, I mean, your defense isn't that scary. We can get out. Jordan Love, hasn't been playing the best these last couple of weeks, but he's a mobile quarterback, so I'm not worried about TJ Watt coming in there and knocking him out and stuff. Yeah. So yeah, that put us 4-5, and then the Chargers, we're gonna lose that game. We can't win two straight. So I'm gonna say that's gonna make us 4-6, and then we're probably gonna lose to the Lions too. That's gonna make us 4-7. Gonna lose to the Chiefs as well. That's 4-8. The Giants, we're gonna that's gonna be 5-8. Buccaneers, uh, I'm actually gonna gamble on this one and go 6-8 for that. The Panthers, I'm gonna gamble again, 3 straight. I don't see us winning 3 straight, but out of those 3 games I just mentioned, I can see us winning 2 of them. So I'm gonna gamble here and go 7-8, and then the Vikings, I can see us losing that one. That's 7-9, and then the Bears, like I'm staying by what I said. We're gonna win that series, and so that makes us what 8-8 or 8-9, one of the two. See, that wasn't biased.
For the first time in ever. That being said, if you guys make it to the playoffs, how many wins do you think you get?
We're not making it to the playoffs. We're
I'm
not
saying
getting
if, like hypothetically, if you guys make it.
We're not getting there. Hypothetically, if we were,
If you
my,
somehow slip
my,
through,
okay, let me say this. My original prediction was just talking shit. It really was, but I didn't expect us to look this fucking bad. I really didn't. But I at least seen us win 10 games at least, because the Packers have never looked this bad. We just haven't. But yeah, if we made it to the playoffs, we would. Well, I guess one, maybe one, because every time we get to the playoffs, we lose in the first round. So yeah, so I would say at least maybe one win, and then then two. That two was for the Steelers was crazy.
I
You
said
like,
maybe two.
but I will say this. I'm gonna compliment you guys since Mikey hasn't made me mad about the Steelers today. I will say this. You guys look in pretty good shape to where you don't have to worry about other teams getting you into the playoffs this year. I
Finally,
will.
yeah.
Robin's in here saying, "No Rogers, no Winnie, go Bears."
Oh, fuck the Bears. We beat them. We beat them earlier. Week 1.
All right, and here's time for Phil's most hated topic, Week 8 recap. All right, so we're doing things a little differently. The past couple weeks, we're only going to do our teams and then prime time games, just to make things go a little smoother, a little faster. So, first off, Thursday night football, best game of the week. Steelers Titans. We won. Scary, but we won. I'm happy. Matt Canada definitely needs to stay on the field. I don't care what he does. He can go take a walk around the sidelines if he wants. I don't care. Just have that man on the field. I like he just keep him away from Kenny. That's all I say. Mikey, what are your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, definitely our best called game by far. Also agree. Matt Canada should not be up in the press box calling plays anymore. Should definitely be on the sidelines. Other than that, though, Pickett looked really good again. I mean, well, I won't say really good. He definitely had his mistakes, but he's still. This is like his first full season starting. Last year, he was kind of worked into the offense, like week 5 and 6. We already had a losing record then, so we kind of had a lot of pressure on him then. this year he kind of had a fresh slate, and I think he's done actually pretty well for given his current situation. I mean, our offensive line isn't great. He still seems to make it work. Pickens didn't really get involved much. He was kind of people were saying he was upset about that. I think people kind of took that out of proportion a little bit. You could tell he was a little upset at first, but I don't think he was really mad enough to the point where he's gonna like beg for a trade. He's not like AB 2.0 or anything. Hopefully, I don't have to come back in a few years and regret saying this. But yeah, it was another big game for Deontay Johnson as well. He finally got his first touchdown since 2021. That was really good on him. As far as the Titans go, though, I think Will Levis actually looked really good, despite throwing a pick and not throwing any touchdown passes. He still looked really good. This is only his second game starting, so I'll say that. Yeah. Steelers definitely did good though. Definitely our best game of the year.
Thank you, Scrub, for the 85 bits for the 85 Bears. Appreciate that. But yeah, I will say, great game. Even though we were cheated with the play calls, there were so many flags. I think they said it was almost an NFL record for how many flags were thrown in the first quarter. It was like 9. I think it was like tied for the record in NFL history, which was insane. I don't have those, like, especially the roughing the passer. Those calls were not fair on TJ. Like it's like they're trying to nerf TJ. Like, he's just that good. It's like, oh, you touched the quarterback, oh, roughing the passer. Like, calm down. It's not that serious. I mean, there's worse ways he could have taken down the quarterback, which would have actually been roughing the passer. Yeah, Phil, what's your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I really agree with all of you guys' points. Definitely a lot of flags. Will Levis is really good. I know it's only been 2 games, but he's definitely really impressed me. Uh, Once again, I saw firsthand what he could do because he showed it against my Falcons. But yeah, he looks really good. And then as far as George Pickens, um, see, because I played receiver, like I can understand it, but like I hate that that diva receiver mentality. Um, I know receivers, we're the most selfish people on the field. If we won the game but we only had 2 catches for 13 yards, we're gonna be upset. I mean, it's just what we are. Where if we lose but we had 5 or 6 for $150, we're gonna be happy. So Pickens, I will also say as a Georgia fan, I want to be respectful to him, but this could be a lingering issue. This could definitely be a lingering issue with Pickens. I don't really know how to solve it. I don't really know what I would say. I don't really know what I would do. I would say you guys need to give him a lot more opportunity than he does. Whether that's Matt Canada or Kenny Pickett or whatever. Because George Pickens, what he's best at is, he's a go get it 50-50 jump ball receiver. And he doesn't get that opportunity a lot. So that's the only thing I would say with him. But that's kind of concerning. But yeah, other than that, shout out to y'all with the win.
Yeah. Your only episode I'm gonna give the Steelers their props. Because again, my favorite Steelers fan, Mikey, man. Like I give your brother crap every week about the Steelers. It's just because of how he comes off about the Steelers. It's like my first
Realistic?
introduction of how he felt about the Steelers was so unrealistic. For him, I do this all the time. I hated the Steelers. They're like one of my favorite football teams of all time. You guys have the best Hall of Famers. I tell him that all the time. You guys have some of the best Hall of Famers, man. Like, come on. I'll even admit this. If you look at legacies out of all three of our teams, I'm not gonna be biased on this. I'm not gonna say that the Packers are at the top of that because if you look at the facts and the resume, the Steelers are number one, and the Packers are number two, and the Falcons are number three. No shade, Phil. No shade, Phil. This is just true. But back to this game, I did hear about the flags though. But then again, I mean, you guys, that was a give me that win. Yeah, it's a win that you should have gotten because the Titans are they're just garbage. Like Derrick Henry, I met Derrick Henry when the Super Bowl was in Atlanta. I met him before he was even Derrick Henry. Like he was making a little bit of noise then, but he wasn't as big as got. But yeah, that was definitely a good win for you guys. Yeah, next week won't be such happy. You guys won't be so happy next week when the Packers get a hold of Kenny Pickett. I can't wait.
Sure.
But yeah, I like Mikey said, I don't think we have anything to worry about with Pickens. I do have him on my I am starting him on my fantasy because I heard that because of his little tantrum, Kenny's probably most likely going to start throwing the ball more this game. So he's going to hopefully get me a lot of points this game. Not that it matters because I think I'm going against someone who's not even playing in the league. But on to the next game. Vikings Falcons. I never saw a more disappointing game if I was a Falcons fan. You guys were leading majority of the game and just blow it fourth quarter. Phil, since you're a Falcons fan, I'm gonna let you go ahead and take it over.
Yeah, so it's hard for me to speak on this game because I didn't get the live experience I usually get. I was in Carolina. Why Falcons games are blocked out in Carolina, I don't know, but life happens for a reason because when I watched the NFL highlights of this game, there's no way I would have lasted watching this live. I don't know what this was. The play that just keeps replaying head is what the 4th and 7, like Josh Dobbs broke out of like 2 sacks and ran for the first down. I don't know what went wrong. Um, so I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna just get this week out my head and move on to Arizona for this week. Yeah, those highlights were pathetic. Yeah, I don't even want to try and remember it.
Well, I saw the game. I got to see the game. I sat there and watched. Oh my god! Oh my god! He's God! He's gonna save us! You guys look like crap. I sat there and watched that game and laughed. It was amazing. Dude, I literally have just started and I've been going pretty quick today. But
I know
who
what's
gives a
gonna
fuck?
happen.
I'm gonna do it anyway. Alright, but yeah. Look what he did. He still did horrible. Horrible.
I never said Taylor Heineke was a
Just
favorite.
like that Super Bowl. Just like that Super Bowl. You guys choked again.
Hey, no,
Oh
what
god.
about the Sudan? That's a law in the state of Georgia to not bring up the Super Bowl.
Oh god,
We
you
we
choker.
can literally get it.
You chokers. Oh god, the Falcons are chokers. Oh my god. I was like, what is this? You guys look awful. I saw the game from beginning to end. I said, why are y'all celebrating? I was at Dave and Buster. I took my brother out to eat for his birthday. I was like, why are they celebrating? They know these guys are gonna let them back in the game. They're just that's the Falcon way.
You know how
So
much you gotta hate on the team to watch them at Dave and Buster's?
I am
It,
from
it's not even a
Georgia.
good team. It's not even
I
a good
do
team. You're
not
just doing it
like
hate.
to freaking channel surf for an hour just to watch football. I settle and watch you guys, okay? I settle and watch you guys. You're the team that I settle to watch. I'll watch the Steelers before I'll watch the Falcons. I settle to watch you guys. If I can't find any other team on TV, have to watch the shitty Falcons, bro. Like, oh my.
It's always another game going on with the Falcons are playing. There is no excuse.
No,
That's just
no,
how
bro.
much you're here.
Cable TV, it is hard to find other games but the Falcons.
I have cable. It's two games always on. It's the
I
one
don't
o'clock
give a
slot.
crap. You guys lost.
Mhm.
Be
Hey,
quiet, Phil. See, this
hey,
is why I go
hey,
on and on. Because Phil, since the period, interjects. Let me finish.
I
Silence.
just want to know why you
Shush.
watch
Shush.
the game of a team
Shush.
that you don't even like. I mean,
Shush.
either you like them or the
Shush.
hate is that strong. I mean, it's one or the
Shush.
other.
Shush. Thank you, Phil. All right. Anyways, I watch the Falcons because I like to watch football. The Falcons, you guys make my head hurt, number one, watching you guys, because you guys move the ball so slow down the field. Like, oh my God. You have all these offensive weapons and you're just moving like a freaking turtle. You guys freaking are goodness. It's just boring to watch. But the still, oh, it's entertaining because because I know oh my God, this score, and then, oh goodness, it's looking scary. Can't look. But oh my God. I get, I just like, I'm not gonna hold you. I've told you this before. You say I hate on you guys. I've literally told you before. There's been times where I've secretly been rooting for the Falcons in certain games, bro. No, the Saints. I always want the Saints to beat you guys because that makes me feel so good, warm inside when you guys lose to the Saints. But yeah,
Last
that's all
week you
my time,
supposed to be
folks.
rooting for them.
That's all my time, folks.
I think Mr. Rick said it best. Falcons win just enough each year to be sure not to get the top draft pick.
I agree with that
I mean,
statement
that's
because you draft. I don't understand. That's another thing with the Falcons. I'm sorry. I don't like to rant. I'm trying not to rant today.
You don't like to
Other-
rant?
I'm trying not to
Look
rant
back
today.
at any one of our previous shows.
I said I am not trying not. I'm trying not to rant today. But that's another thing with the Falcons. That's another thing that irks me with you guys. You guys could be much better, but you guys do this to yourself because you don't draft what you need. You always seem to draft what you guys do not need. You guys, the Falcons front office just cares about money. That's all you guys care about is money. Because if you didn't, your team would look a whole lot better than what it does. You guys settle. You guys settle for I don't know mid. Your team is the Falcons just settle to be mid. Get a few things to make the fans a little happy. Because you guys don't put any effort into getting a team together. Because you guys, there's no reason the Falcons should be missing the playoffs like they should because they're not that bad of a team. They're not that bad,
I
bro.
mean, I don't necessarily disagree with that. Um, but I think it's more so we don't use what we draft. Like, did we need
Because
to
you don't
take
need
Kyle
it.
Pitts with the fourth overall pick? No. We should have. I wanted Justin Fields, but at the same time, Kyle Pitts coming out the draft was that good. We used Johnu Smith, who I really like. But we use him like he's our number one. He's like the best receiver on our team. We take Drake London with the 10th pick in the draft. I mean, he gets the ball more than the rest of everyone else. And then Bijan Robinson this past year, we take him with what was the 8th pick in the draft, the number one draft prospect, best running back, whatever. We don't. He splits and gets less touches than all the other running backs. I mean, so I think it's more of we don't use what we draft more than drafting the wrong pieces. We don't know what we have and what we can be because we don't use them. I don't know what it is. I don't know if they're not that good. I don't know if it's coaching. Like it needs to be figured out. I mean, hell, I think I could get some plays on Madden and get Kyle Pitts the ball. I mean, I don't know. but I think that's what it is.
Do you guys think it's coaching as
And
well?
you guys need a quarterback, and your coach is a trust fund kid.
Yeah, I
Send
was
him
gonna
back
say,
to FedEx.
yeah,
He's a trust fund kid. Like, no.
is is Arthur Smith sticking around another year? Like, what happens? What happens after this year?
Me personally, I think he might stick around. But nah, I was never a fan of the hire. He's way over hyped up. He's finally starting to get criticism. But I mean, before this season, when he got hired and stuff, he was this big offensive mind, this offensive genius, and I've seen nothing. So I definitely think he's the problem. He's a problem. Um, I understand the Super Bowl loss, and then after that, we weren't having a great season. But I like Dan Quinn. I think we should have
Exactly.
gave him another
Finally,
year
something
or
we
two.
can agree on, Phil. I like Dan Quinn. I didn't understand why you guys got rid of him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm the same
but
way.
um, yeah, but it's definitely. I want a different coach. I don't know if was Eric B. Emmett the Eric B. Emmett. Y'all know who I'm talking about. But I don't know if he could be an option. I know the Lions offensive coordinator. He's pretty good. There's coaching options out there. Um, but yeah, he's definitely a problem.
We'll give you Matt Canada for free.
Yeah,
Nah, he can coach Luella. We're good.
Luella, did you just disrespect us like that? Oh my god.
that's
That's
hilarious.
not an NFL coach coaching the team. That's pretty good.
No, no. Oh my god, no. Bro, Phil, I am offended. I'm a diehard Llewellyn Lions man. I've been going to those games since I was 8 years old. No, don't disrespect us like that. Oh my god. No.
Uh,
I don't think you can coach a high school game. Like, no. I will
Ram,
say this: you guys are pretty bold with him because you guys, in years past, when I've been fumbling through channels that just so happened to watch the Falcons, you guys were not a team that goes for it on fourth down and stuff. You guys are pretty bold with this guy, so he's pretty
Um,
bold.
that's another. I'm sorry to go on about it, big. We brought him up. He's the only coach in the NFL. And like his reactions are memes and stuff. Like, what head coach does "oh no" in the middle of a call? It's like, what are you doing? Like, you're doing what I'm doing on my couch. Like, I can be like, "oh no, what are we doing?" If you're the head coach, you don't know what's going on. It's like, I definitely would like to see somebody else. Yeah.
But I this is the last thing I have to say, so we can move on. I think they are kind of letting him stick around because I feel like if his dad's the founder of FedEx, FedEx is probably putting a little bit of money into the Falcons' pocket, man. There's no way you're not. They're giving him a little money, a little incentive to keep him. They're getting the napkin out and say, "Hey, if you keep my son, we'll give you this much money." And they look at it, looks nice to me. Let's go, come on.
I would hope not. No, I mean, you never know. I would
Oh, I'm
hope.
not saying they're like paying them off, but they're
Yeah, no, I
donating
know what
some
you mean.
type
I
of
wouldn't
money.
be
They're
surprised.
donating some type of money now.
I
There's
wouldn't be
no way
surprised.
they're not. But yeah, that's the last thing I have to say.
all right, next game, Rams Packers. I thought this game would be a lot closer. But great on the Packers. They home game too. And I think they had like what 2 losses before.
We
Two,
had five.
5.
You mean we've had 5 losses in a week? Are you talking about home games?
No, I'm talking about just games in general.
Games in general, we were on a 5-game losing streak.
Jeez, you guys were definitely due for a win. Too bad that winning streak's not gonna extend.
Oh, it's gonna thin. It's gonna thin.
But yeah, great job on the Packers. Like I always say, they were home, so they came in, did their job, got out, went home, went to sleep with a little Jordan Love sticker on their car.
All I'm gonna say is Jordan Love is still on fuck Jordan Love. Leave Green Bay, go somewhere else. We have a reputation to maintain, and you're kind of messing that up for us. Now, with that saying, realistically, he's not going anywhere for a while. Go to the off season. I don't want you messing with any women. No, no girlfriends. If you got a girlfriend, break up with her, bro. I need you on that practice field, in mini camps, OTA, whatever they call mandatory practices. I need you at every practice, learning that playbook, honing your skills. I need you to get prepared for next year because if I see another season like this, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna order your jersey and LeBron James you when he left Cleveland the first time. I'm dead for real about that. Right along with that Falcon shirt I have, even though it's comfortable. Yeah, Jordan Love, you just need to leave the girls alone. Leave them alone. If they come to your car, say no, not today. I'm taking. My playbook is my new girlfriend. Your playbook should be your girlfriend all off season. With that being said, the next game, the Steelers, bro.
Wait, we're not there
Don't
yet.
be
We're
scared
not
to
there
keep
yet.
it. Don't be scared. Oh, I don't give a crap. I'm going to talk about it anyway. I do what I want. I'm kid vicious.
Okay,
Thank
we're
you
not
very
there
much.
yet. So next game
Let me stop.
is.
Hold on. Great win against the Rams. I'm gonna say great win because I was not impressed. I wasn't. We've been losing for 5 weeks. I wasn't even happy we won. I was like, yeah, whatever. I was like, no. I was like, this. I don't care anymore. I felt like a Falcons fan looking at that. I mean, I really did. But yeah, it was just. Hey, that's how I felt, Phil. That's the truth, Phil. That's the honest truth, Phil. Like I really did. And like I think a lot why I get really mad when we talk about anything regarding the Packers, it's just I've been really embarrassed this year with how we've been this year. I've been so embarrassed. Like it's been tough. It's been a tough year for us Packers. I don't even know what's going on. It's just like since the divorce, we've just been so all over the place. We're just not really recovering well. We're not coping well.
Yeah.
We're we're trying to make it work with Jordan Love, but right now we're just not there yet. We're having growing pains from, Aaron Rodgers leaving us, He left us, he like divorced us and it was just like so heartbreaking. He went and got a new girlfriend, new fiance in the Jets and got hurt. Good job on that. But yeah, it's a rough year. It's all I can say about that. That's it. But yeah, at least we got the win.
I will say, like Phil and I have mentioned this before. Treat Jordan Love like he's
No,
what's it, a rookie. Treat him like he's
no,
a rookie because he
no,
essentially is a rookie.
He is.
no.
He is.
I'll accept that, but this man, I cannot accept this performance. Look at Kenny Pickett. This is his second year in the league. I don't give a crap if you and Aaron Rodgers had one conversation, bro. 3-5, you've had like what? You got drafted what 2-3 years ago? You've had time to get your kinks worked out, get your nerves worked out. That's what the season is for. That's why he needed 4 games instead of 3. 4, work them out, bro. Come on. You're playing for
Look,
the
real
Packers.
quick.
You're not playing for the Falcons. The Falcons, you can go play like that. But we are a legacy,
I'm gonna
a
go and cut you off,
dynasty.
bro. I was gonna let you speak, man. Forget you always gotta throw
We
in shots.
we
I
are
said
we
it.
are a
I s-
we are a
no,
dynasty. We are not used to
yeah.
this like the Falcons are. They may be used to. Hey, no, this is another thing why I'm mad because we are
Bro, we
quarterback
beat you every
whisperers.
year. We
We
beat
are
you every
quarterback
year.
whisperers.
I'm not even gonna let you talk. I'm gonna do how you do me. No, no, you go barbecue, kick him out again, bro. I'm sick of you. We beat you
Phil,
every year.
Phil,
We
come on.
beat you every year.
No, let
No,
me say this.
no, you.
Let me say this. I'm embarrassed because we are the quarterback whisperers. We've had 2 generations of amazing quarterbacks. and we get to Jordan Love and we can't whisper in his ear enough to come on. You are ruining our
Young.
reputation with quarterbacks. You are
Aaron
making the
Rodgers, his
Steelers.
first year
You're
starting
turning
was
the
not
Steelers
good.
into the quarterback whisperers, and they are too. They are pretty. They got some. They got some Hall of Famers. They got 2 generations of Hall of Famers. I need you, Jordan Love, to get out there next year and win, so we can top the Steelers on that. Because if we don't, we will literally lose our title for that. Because they'll have 3.
Okay, that's enough.
I was gonna say, I heard him say dynasty, and I wouldn't call one Super Bowl win in like what 30 years a dynasty. I don't know.
I mean,
That's how I feel.
Yeah, that's sometimes that happens.
time.
We just gotta.
No,
kick
you guys
him.
gotta kick him out. It's funny.
Talking crazy. He's getting me to raise my voice.
See if he actually answers. He's answered all the time so far. So. There he is.
Hey,
Respect. I bet. The disrespect. The disrespect.
I think your phone dropped out or something.
No.
I don't
Anything
know.
bad. No, I literally gave the Steelers their prop in that whole rant. You guys, this will be your 3rd-generation quarterback. Third, that is if their quarterback gets to up, if Kenny Pickett gets up to par before Jordan Love, I will lose my mind because we literally are known for being quarterback whisperers. With Brett Favre, when you guys, I'm sorry, it's the last one, Phil. When you guys decided after 3 games he wasn't good enough for you, and we took him, and what did we do? We made him into a champion. And I'll say 2 generations because the quarterback before Brett Favre, I don't know his name, but I think he was another good quarterback, but I don't remember his name. But yeah, all I gotta say is go Packers, go. That's all I gotta say. With the Falcons, Phil, I mean, you're gonna have to get used to this, bro. I'm gonna always take shots at the Falcons.
We're not even talking about the Falcons.
I legit hate the Falcons. I hate the Falcons more than any team
I
in any
know.
sport.
You watch them at Dave and Buster's just to see them lose.
Bro, I
That's
was watching the Browns,
some
I was watching the Packers,
generational
and the
hate.
Falcons. You guys just happened to be one of the games that were on there. Like,
It's
come
2
on.
games on at all times. Fox and CBS, they both show a game. The Falcons
I
most of the time
don't
play
give
on
a
Fox.
crap. You
CBS
guys
games.
suck. At this point, I'm
Generational.
stalling for barbecue so he can change the topic because I'm done. I'm done with what I have to say. With what I have to say, you know.
I don't know. I was talking while you were kicked out, right? And I overheard you talk about mention a dynasty. I don't know if one Super Bowl win in like what 30 years is really a dynasty.
When's the last time you guys won the Super Bowl?
I mean, not as recently as you guys, right? But we won more.
Exactly.
We won more in all of
And
our
we beat you.
lifetime, right?
And we beat you, but we beat you for that Super Bowl. That's all I have
Okay.
to say about that.
Yes, but like we've been to what? We went to what 3 Super Bowls in our lifetime, right? And we
I
won
think
2.
you guys have the greatest Hall of Famers of all time. I just said that early in the show.
I mean, yeah, I remember that. But
If
like,
you go back to Terry Bradshaw, you guys had one of the best receiver corps that during
that's
that
true.
time.
Yeah.
I mean,
Stallworth,
of
Lynn
course.
Swan, yeah.
Of course, you guys are one of the best dynasties of all time. The Packers are too. We are too. So we don't have as much, Super Bowl accolades as you guys. Hey, I'll give you guys your props. I like I said, I didn't hate the Steelers until barbecue. You can record this, you can clip this. I use the Steelers more on Madden than any other team when Big Ben was still with you guys because for some odd reason on Madden, he didn't run fast, but he could shuffle with those feet to get me the first down to win the game or to
AB
run
was
the
also
clock out.
broken. Yeah, AB was also broken in those games for sure.
But yeah, Big Ben, he was just one of the Steelers are the team I've always used on Madden. One of the teams have always used. But now with Kenny Pickett, yeah, I'm not using them. No. But yeah, let's go to the next conversation. And Phil, it's me and you outside, bro. It's me and you because you're taking me there, Phil. You're taking
And
me
Bro,
there.
we can do it.
one more thing I will say, uh, having him study the playbook all off season isn't gonna help.
Yes, it will. It will.
Look
You
at
need
Kenny
to do
Pickett.
something.
He
Give a
literally
crap.
studied from
He
as
lost his
soon
playbook.
as
He
soon.
got his playbook stolen.
Let
He
me
wasn't
talk.
comfortable.
Let me talk. He as soon as he left the field, the last game of last season, he took a shower, slept, woke up, studied the playbook every single day, lost his playbook in his car, and then got it back, and then studied every day until his wedding. And then after his wedding and his honeymoon, he got right back to study, and look how he's playing. At what point? This is my question for you. At what point do you start blaming coaching staff rather than the players?
I mean, he's improved.
It's not coaching staff. It's not. It's not Matt. Is his name? Yeah, Matt LaFleur. Whatever his name is. It's not coaching staff though. It's not. It's him being young. And you can record this. I'm literally giving you guys your props on this one. It's him being young and inexperienced. It's not coaching. Because it's just not. Because we almost made the playoffs last year, but we got upset by the Lions. It's not coaching. It's never been coaching with us. It's all if we're losing, it's been the players. And last year, I hate to go back to last year, but last year we've been bad since last year. Last year, Aaron Rodgers played like he didn't give a fuck anymore. And people saying, "Oh, that's an excuse." No, he legit played like he didn't give a fuck anymore. Like, I'm sorry, excuse my French, Miss Dean, if you're watching this, my cousin. But he did not care anymore. And it showed. Because he didn't get to know his receivers at all. The relationship between Jordan Love and the receivers are good. They're like this, they're getting close. Aaron Rodgers and the relationship with his receivers were like this. Aaron Jones was like this kind of sort of. So yeah, I mean, it's not coaching. It is not a coaching era here. We unlike the Steelers, we make smart decisions when it comes to the staff, the coaching staff, as far as going to recruit and getting better players, and as far as recruitment goes with the Packers, it's just like the Falcons. It really is. It's bad. I feel the same way. It's bad because they're doing it on purpose. They care about their pocket more than they care about the team being good. And it's finally this year and last year. It's finally came and bit us in the butt this year, especially this year, because it's really showing that because we don't have a veteran quarterback to cover it up in Aaron Rodgers, that we don't go and get what we need. And Jordan Love, hey, I will say this: this man can fill up a stat sheet. I've said this all year, but he needs to get it together. Kenny Pickett? Are you kidding me? The man lost his playbook in his car. Come on now. I feel like Jordan Love is just nervous. He's just too nervous. Like, come on. Like
What
I
I will
said,
say about Jordan Love and to end it off with that, I think that I don't think he needs to study the playbook in that. I mean, he had 3 4 years to study. I don't think it's that. I just think he needs to play football. He hasn't. You're not gonna get better at something unless you actually play it. Yes, Jordan Love was practicing. Yes, he was on the team and stuff, but he wasn't getting real in-game playing football action until this season. So I think for any Packers fan or any fan in general that expected him to ball out or expected the Packers to be this good team, I just think that's irresponsible of them. I think that Jordan Love, he's supposed to experience the growing pains and learn how to be an NFL quarterback. Now, I think after this season, if he shows no improvement, then I think that's a problem. Then, as far as the Kenny Pickett comparisons, I know Kenny Pickett. Yes, he's younger. He's been. I mean, yes, he's been in the NFL. He hasn't been in the NFL as long as Jordan Love. I think they're like a year, maybe 2 years apart. So I mean, the age gap isn't even what you would think. So give Jordan Love time, man.
I mean, I'm gonna actually say I agree with Phil for the first time in this. episode, but I feel like I didn't expect him. Like I said, the 14-2 was just me talking shit. It really was. I felt like if the passing of the torch would have went better, like it did with the Steelers, we wouldn't be this bad. Because Aaron Rodgers, I hate him so much because it was his unwillingness to sit up here and help this guy develop some. Because it just shows, like the mistakes you're making, shows that you were not you and Aaron Rodgers didn't have a relationship. It just shows that a bitter old man. Oh, I'm about to get replaced by this young guy. He just came off as a bitter old man. It's like, oh, this young guy's about to replace me. Let me take my hippie stuff and go to New Jersey, go to the Jets and play with the Jets. I mean, I felt like our season shouldn't have been this bad. Like I said, realistically, I thought we would have had 8 wins by now. Well, not 8. Well, at least like 5. Like more than this, more than 2. I mean 3. Like no, like no. This just looks so bad. But yeah, that's all I gotta say about this.
All right, the last two games, Bills, Bengals. We all pretty much knew. I mean, with Joe Burrow getting better, healthier and healthier every week. Um, Josh Allen and the Bills. I mean, they're kind of inconsistent this year. Starting to be inconsistent this year. So it's if you think of the Bills, you think of a powerful enemy, and now like you just don't know what you're gonna get. Um, Good job on the Bengals, even though it pains me to say that. Um, and yeah, that's it. That's all for me.
I mean, I guess I'll go ahead and say something as well. Yeah, I do think that just with the, I mean, the game, it was close in the end, but it really, if you watch the game, it really wasn't close at all. The Bengals kind of just dominated everywhere whenever it came to like, I mean, the passing game, just even the run game. I mean, there wasn't really too much of it, but I don't know, just defensively also as well. Bengals just seemed like they were just doing so much better. Josh Allen, he's of course he's an All-Pro quarterback, but I don't know. I feel like it's getting to a point now where if they don't do something this year, if they don't make a run this year, they might they might try and either get rid of him and try rebuilding again, which probably a hot take, but I do think they might try and deal him away because if he's not enough for them to get over the hump, then what will be? You know, their coach is good. I mean, Sean McDermott. I mean, he's a good coach. He's like I don't think he's a problem. I don't know what it is though. They just can't consistently win. I mean, this is a I wouldn't say this loss is the breaking point for them. But I do think they've had some bad losses already this season where they go into games where they easily should have won, and I don't know if they're just like looking past their opponents or if they feel like they should already like be given a spot in the playoffs. But right now, it's not looking like the case. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm just gonna go next because Phil's my enemy today. But I will say this: it's the Madden curse. That's all I gotta say. It's Madden curse. He was on the cover. I mean, that's what happened. That's
That's
what
true.
happened. When you get put on the cover, it's
Took a
over.
couple years off.
It's over. It's just over. When you get on the curse, it's over. Thank God Aaron Rodgers was never on the cover. That's why he was so good for all those years. And I hope Jordan Love doesn't get put on there either. But I will say this. I'm officially gonna tell you guys this. I'm no longer calling the Bills Mafia anymore. I'm sorry. They're just not handling business. I can't call them the Bills Mafia anymore. They lost to Mr. Home Alone. Like, come on, like Joe Burrow, Mr. Home Alone. You lost the kid from Home Alone. Like, come on now. But yeah, I the Bengals haven't been much of a threat this year, but once Joe Burrow gets into the offseason and gets healed up, they're gonna be a threat again. Jamar Chase, he's been dealing with a lot of stuff, injury, restraining order put on the girl from Instagram. So yeah, he's just been really distracted. Because when those two are in sync and locked in, oh, there's no stopping the Bengals. There's no freaking stopping the Bengals. I've said that. I've been said that. But yeah, I can't call the Bills Mafia no more.
Yeah, so the Bengals, they just look good. They're getting better. They look better every week. Joe Burrow looks like he's back, which is of course huge for not only them but really the NFL in general. You know, we like to see the league's best players healthy and stuff. As far as the Bills go, I really think it's more of a cause of concern for them than a good game by the Bengals. The Bills are kind of weird. It kind of seems like they're stagnant. You know, ever since that year where they lost to the Chiefs, the 13-second thing, they're like, okay, we're close. Let's run it back. All right, we lost again. Let's run it back. Let's run it back. And it doesn't seem like they're getting any better. They're trying to run with that same group, with that same core, and it's just not working. And at this point, it just seems like that they're now in a decline. You know, I think that obviously, I do think Josh Allen, me personally, I think he's a little overrated. He's still great. He's still a top 5, top 8 quarterback to me. I just don't think he's Mahomes level or Lamar Jackson level. I think he's better, or Joe Burrow and stuff. But he is really good. I think their best window to win a Super Bowl, I think, has passed. They definitely can still be a competitive team. That they need to kind of retool. You know, I don't know, they want a new coach, or I don't really know what it is, but they just seem stagnant. Like they're not getting any worse, but they're not getting any better. And of course, every team, especially when you have a quarterback like that, you're trying to achieve the Super Bowl, and that's just not going to happen with this team.
Next up is Chargers Jets Monday Night Football. Before we start off, Aaron Rodgers walking without crutches, like what, 2 months after his injury? That's insane. I mean, good for him, but I mean, I know Phil was talking about this a little bit in our group chat. He might be rushing it a bit. And rushing it is never good. I know I have some. I know one person who thinks he's going to possibly come back during Christmas, like after Christmas, which will be huge for the Jets, but I think that'll be a little late in the season. Um, for them to really do anything. I hope for it. Like, you never want to see a season-ending injury, especially week one. I don't care if you're KV, who's the biggest hater in the world, or a diehard fan. Like, you never want to see a season-ending or even career-ending injury. But I do think I'm with Phil on this. I do think he's rushing it a bit, and if he does come back before Christmas, uh, might not look good. I'm hoping he decides to just wait it out till next season. Uh, but on to the game, 6-27. You can't even you can't even get a touchdown. I don't think. Obviously, he's the second string quarterback. I don't think Zach Wilson's it, even for a second. But Mikey, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I will say the Jets definitely needed a win as well. But yeah, Zach Wilson definitely not the guy. I don't think the Jets went into the season expecting him to play as much as he did. They definitely were ready to just put him on the back burner. But yeah, unfortunately, the injuries do happen. It happens every single year. We've seen it in the past with other superstar players as well, quarterbacks. Seen it with even like Saquon Barkley a few years ago. They all thought he was gonna be like number one guy up in New York, and then he tears his ACL like week 2, and then he's done for the year, and that just threw their whole season off. But yeah, the Chargers definitely needed this win. If they lose here, I mean, they were playoff contenders at the beginning of the season. Like that's what everybody was saying. They were gonna easily make the playoffs, and they were even potential Super Bowl contenders as well. But they're definitely in the same. I think the same boat as the Bills right now. I mean, they're not as talented as the Bills. They're a younger team as well. Still trying to figure out who they're trying to be. But yeah, definitely a much needed win for them. Not really much else to say there except this. Yeah, they kind of needed this.
This is what I'll say. Aaron Rodgers comes back. He's coming back with a vengeance. It's not rushing. When he got hurt with us, he came back with a vengeance. And we had a great season, rest of the season with them. Came close to the playoffs, came up short though. If he says he's good, he's good. It's just you're right. I'm a hater, but I know Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers has only been hurt 2 times since he's been in the NFL. This is the second time. Him and Matt Ryan. This is the only props I'll give the Falcons. They're one of the 2 quarterbacks that I know that can stay healthy. And that's one of the things they could do. But Rodgers is better anyways. But yeah, if he's coming back, and he's gonna come back and he's gonna win some games. I'm not gonna say he's gonna get him into the playoffs or anything, but he's gonna come back and win some games. If he doesn't get him into the playoffs, he's gonna use that offseason time to keep recouping, and he's gonna come back with a vengeance next year. Aaron Rodgers is a beast. He's still got it. That's why. This is one of the reasons I'm still upset. People last year said, "Oh, he doesn't have anymore." He didn't give a fuck. He wasn't playing football. He was playing football like you play with your friends outside. He was playing. He was playing throw 'em up, bust 'em up. That's what he was playing last year. That's what he was playing. He wasn't playing football. Aaron Rodgers still got it. He's not this old washed up thing that has to go sit on his couch and relive the glory days like Big Ben. Sorry, had to take the shot there. But yeah, he's still got it. Or like Drew Brees, got to sit there and hang out with the family. Or Philip Rivers, he still has it. His gray hairs are coming in. He's probably coloring them. Hey, he still got it though. That's why I'm so angry when it comes to Aaron Rodgers. But yeah, great win by the Chargers. I said they were going to win. Justin Herbert is one of my favorite quarterbacks. So yeah, I'm glad they won.
To be fair, you didn't say it last week when I had the show by myself.
Oh my God! Barbecue, would you stop?
And I mean, I wouldn't be saying this if you didn't if you weren't like, oh, I saw that show that you did by yourself. You looked sad. That show was sad. I was like, thanks.
What? Dude,
Thanks.
I was like, bro, it was sad, bro. Number one, I was already ticked off because I already told you what happened that night. But yeah, I was ticked off about that. But I felt bad about that, and I was also upset about that night. I'm not gonna say that because Miss Dean might be watching, and yeah, that's a conversation I'm not trying to have. But anyways, yes, that show was just. I felt so bad, barbecue, because man, it looked bad. It looked bad. It looked bad. It made me look bad. I was like, man, I left my boy out to dry. Oh well, better luck next week. That's what I. That's how I saw it. That's
He
how
definitely
I
did look sad.
honestly had,
Yeah.
had to see it. And like, yeah, I was like, but I told you, barbecue. I said it wouldn't happen again, bro. To not go too much into details.
Supposedly.
Not to go too
Won't
much into
happen again.
details about what happened. It won't happen again, barbecue. Like, I genuinely, all jokes aside, I genuinely felt bad, bro, and I apologize for leaving you out to dry like that.
I mean,
But
I
yeah,
will say it was the quickest show because we didn't have your 20-minute rants every 5 seconds.
but it was very interesting. It was just like it was hard to watch. I tried to watch, but it was like you were just talking to yourself. That's what it just looked like. And I just couldn't watch it. I felt bad. It was a rough night already, but
I was actually sort of excited for that show. No offense to you, Phil, but
wow.
I was like, it's gonna be like old times. It's gonna be
Oh
great.
my god. He's making me feel even more
And
bad.
then, but again, no offense to you, Phil. You're great.
I'll go, I'll go.
I personally picked you to be on the show permanently because of KV. Um, your first show as a guest was amazing. You are what we need in this show because you have someone who's very biased, and then you got me who's kind of neutral, and then you have you who's realistic. So you are what we
I
need.
mean, I'll go into a little details. I don't have to give up the name or anything, but I had a date, bro. A date. Are you kidding me? I am 20 years old, barbecue. Like I was not the Mac like I try to say I am back in high school, bro. I was like the nerdy kid. Well, I wasn't really a nerd at school. I'm like the nerdy kid. If a girl gives me attention and she's like, okay, yeah, I'll talk to you or whatever. Barbecue. I'm picking the girl every time. Okay, you have to understand that.
Okay, time out, time out, time out.
Hold on,
I
finish.
really
Let me
don't
finish.
want to cut you off.
Finish.
I really don't.
Let
No,
me
I'm sorry.
finish. Let me
If
finish.
you want to hear this
Barbecue.
amazing KV date story, tune in to the fun show tomorrow. Uh,
Bar- barbecue.
we're on the let
Let
me
me
talk about the
finish.
charges and
Shush,
jets real quick, and
shush,
then
shush,
you
shush.
can do your date.
Barbecue.
You
I
can do your
literally
date.
waited out in the cold for an hour, bro. So you could be happy about that, bro. I suffered. Okay? While you have to do the show by yourself, I suffered. That's all I wanted to say. Okay, next topic. I sat out in the cold, barbecue. Come on. You have to
He also
that
has
has
to
to
go
be
for this Chargers Jets. I want to get his opinions.
Yeah. I'll be quick. I really want to talk about topics surrounding the game and the game itself because it really wasn't much of a game to watch. Real quick about Aaron Rodgers because everyone touched on him. Like you said, I mean, it's amazing to see what he's doing after an Achilles injury. Just hope that he's taking the proper precautions and not coming back too early because that could be devastating if he re-injures it. Um, I really want to talk about Zach Wilson. I don't know why, but I really am a Zach Wilson fan. I think the situation he's been in is messed up, and he's very. I'm gonna say interesting is the word to watch because he has moments where his talent and ability is like he'll do some throws and arms and some plays where like that's. I'm not calling him these guys, but just straight off of talent and ability, like that's Aaron Rodgers' talent and ability. That's Patrick Mahomes' talent and ability. Like he has that, but he's just not those guys for whatever reason. I don't believe in rookie quarterbacks being thrown out into the fire and being told, "Hey, our franchise sucked. That's why we had drafted you so early. Save us." I don't believe in that. I think that's putting a lot of young guys in a situation. I believe in quarterbacking a year, at least a year, maybe even 2 or 3, to just develop, learn how to be a NFL player and a quarterback. And Zach Wilson wasn't given the opportunity to do that. Some quarterbacks it works out. Peyton Manning, C.J. Stroud this year, Cam Newton, whatever. But a lot of times that sets a lot of dudes up to fail. I think that he needed time to sit and develop so he could be able to show the ability and talent that he has. Um, in this season he was screwed over because this was supposed to be a season for him to sit back and watch under Aaron Rodgers. We weren't supposed to see Zach Wilson and he had to get thrown into the fire again. And I have a lot of respect for him as a man because the fact that he would show up to work every single day, knowing that all of New York hates him, the NFL thinks he's a joke, and he still shows up and does his job. I mean, that's a lot of respect to him as a man. I think a change at this point, a change in scenery would be best for him. I'm not gonna lie. For my team, if we can't get the 3 or 4 quarterbacks we want before him, I would take a shot on Zach Wilson. Because like I said, the talent and ability is there. It's just not the fair opportunity to be able to showcase that. That's really all I gotta say about that game.
On to the second topic of the night, Week 9 predictions. So again, just like with the recap, we're gonna go in order from the prime time to our favorites. Or no, we're only gonna do prime time and our favorites. So first up for prime time tonight, Thursday night football, Panthers, Bears, and why can't this just be a high school game where there's no cameras on? Who comes up with these Thursday night football games? I don't know. Last week's was good. This week is back to terrible. Um, but give me the Panthers just because they're due for a win, a second win. Um, even though they just won 2 weeks ago, I think they gotta win. Mikey, you want to go next?
Yeah, sure. I mean, again, I know I'm not gonna be watching this game at all. I might check in on in the fourth quarter if it's like close, but uh both teams really struggling. Young quarterbacks at the very least. I will say Justin Fields, he's definitely getting way too much hate. He hasn't looked the greatest, but like he's still putting the team on his back like he was last year. Um, I think the Bears get a win. I don't think there's very much scoring. I think it's sloppy offense. Probably pretty bad defense too. I don't know, but yeah, I think Bears get the win. Panthers, they're just trying to get the first round. I mean, number one pick again. That's all they're looking for at this point in the season. I think the Bears are too, but something has to give. I think the Bears get the win tonight.
Yeah, I'm going Bears on this game. The Panthers are not going to be this game. I don't see the Panthers.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Bears as well. I need the Panthers to lose as many games as possible for obvious reasons. I don't know why game. This is the Bears' second prime or third time. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, I'm gonna go with
All right. Game of the week: Packers Steelers. Um, we all know who I'm going to go for. Steelers. I feel like our defense can overpower Love and the offense. I mean, our offense doesn't look too good, so I'm gonna say close game, very very close game. But I feel like our defense can score at least one touchdown, and then Boz will get the extra point, and then we'll probably get a few field goals. Mike, you want to go next?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I mean, I kind of already said it earlier as well. Steelers, yeah, we'll win. It'll be closer than it needs to be, but we'll win. Hopefully we can see Kenny Pickett look more comfortable. I know last Thursday he did not look like he was playing like fully healthy. I know he kind of had that rib injury from 2 weeks ago against the Jaguars. So I think he'll be fully healthy. He had a week and a half pretty much to kind of get back from his injury, kind of nurse that injury. So I think he'll be fully healthy. He'll do good. George Pickens is definitely going to be in the lineup a bit more. He's going to get more targets. He's going to get what he wants. And yeah, hopefully Deontay Johnson, he can also go out there and score again, get another touchdown for us. As far as the Packers go, yeah, again, Jordan Love, I don't think he's the guy. It's been long enough at this point. They like this is what his third season, right? Fourth season, something like that. He's not the guy. The Packers need to probably just I wouldn't say give up on him just yet, try and get them some weapons in the offseason, try and get something going. But yeah, Steelers definitely come out with the win.
We've circled this game on. I've circled this game on our list all year. I will admit, I was scared when we played the Falcons because the Falcons always beat us. I was scared of that game. This game, I'm not. I'm just not. The Steelers, you guys, you're a good team, but they're not scary. The Steelers are not. If I had to make a comparison, the Steelers are like I don't know, they're just not scary. They're like a puppy versus how we were scared against I was scared against the Falcons like you run into a Great Dane. That's how I felt about the Falcon that game. So yeah, that was scary. You guys are not scary at all. You guys defense is literally relying on one player. It's ridiculous. And yeah, no, I'm not scared of that defense at all. The defense isn't a threat. You guys are not scary at all.
I mean, what about Joey Porter? Our secondary is pretty good.
I don't give a crap about your secondary. You're not scared.
You guys don't have any receivers. That's what I'll say.
We don't have a receiver.
Nah, is Randall Cobb still playing for you guys? He's like what, 38, something like that. He's pretty old.
Yeah, I mean, we got Watson. He's good. We got
Okay,
Dobbs. We got Dobbs. He's good too.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, we're not scared of you guys. I mean, you
Mm,
guys don't have receivers either.
I mean, Deontay Johnson, he's pretty good. George Pickens.
Nobody's scared of you guys. We're not scared of you guys. Come on. The Steelers are not a scary team. They're not a boogeyman team at all.
Okay, fair, fair. Our offense is. I'd say our defense is definitely top three in the league.
Top three, no. Your defense isn't scary.
Like,
It's
okay.
not scary. It's not scary at all. And I'm not even being biased with this. I just feel like we can beat the Steelers. The Steelers are a good team that can be beat. Any team can beat them. You just gotta lock in
Fair.
and get Kenny Pickett uncomfortable because when he gets uncomfortable, get him rattled a little bit and keep him that way. And now I will say I feel like this game is probably gonna come down to a field goal or or come down to the wire. Either way it goes. I will say that. But yeah, we're taking that dub. I can't wait. I can't wait. It's gonna be an amazing game. It's the game of the week too. Yeah, definitely. Definitely gonna. Wait, are you just saying that barbecue or is that the title for the actual game?
I'm
I don't want
saying
to.
that because the best
Oh.
team in the league, the Steelers, are playing.
Oh, okay. I thought it was actually the actual game of the week. My bad. I was about to give you guys your props, but yeah, my bad. But yeah, I mean, I can't wait. I can't wait. This is gonna be an amazing game.
Yeah.
Oh, one more thing.
Yes, I'm gonna be
One
the.
more thing. Hold up. My bad to cut you off, Bill. This is the last thing. I feel like this game, like I said, with the field goal, either team's gonna win it with a field goal. We're gonna do it Falcon style. That's all we gotta do. But yeah, Phil, you can go next.
All right. I think I'm the only unbiased voice. Well, I'm gonna be the only unbiased voice in the room. Um, I like Jordan Love. I really do. I'm a Jordan Love fan. But I mean, I think this choice is easy. The Steelers are clearly the better team. So I'm gonna pick the Steelers to win.
So, Cam, since you are talking a bunch of shit, basically, um, are we gonna do a little wager like
No.
what you did with the Falcons?
No,
Okay, then you're not scared.
I'm not scared. I'm not doing a wager. I told you this. I'm not doing
I
a
mean,
wager
you're
with.
scared.
No,
You're
I'm not
scared.
doing it.
You're scared.
No. Well,
You're
no.
100% scared you're gonna lose.
No, I'm not scared we're gonna lose. I know we're gonna win this game.
Then
I'm
why
not doing
not
a
do a
wager.
wager if you have
I'm
nothing to
not doing a
lose?
wager. I'm
You have
not doing a
nothing to
wager.
lose.
If we lose, it's not personal. It's not. It really isn't.
I
With the
mean,
I wagered on the Falcons because that's personal. We've been losing to them for years. That's
you
personal.
even said whenever you lost to the Falcons that you would do one with the Steelers.
I mean, no.
So you're going back
But
on your word.
but you wouldn't. You didn't agree. You didn't agree
I
to
never
my.
said I didn't agree.
You were against wearing Jordan Love jersey. So
Yeah,
no.
because it's a jersey. I'm not spending $150 on a
Exactly.
jersey.
No. With you, see, I tell you this every week.
I'll wear a
When it comes
shirt. I'll
when
wear a
it comes
hat.
when
I
it
won't
comes
wear a
to sports,
jersey.
when it comes to sports between me and you, barbecue is personal. I need you to wear a jersey for me to make a wager
I'm
with
not
you.
unless you
No,
want to buy me a jersey. I'm not spending
I said I
$150 on it.
would.
No,
I said I would personally go and spend my own money and buy and get you a jersey. You're like, oh, I don't. You don't even know where I live. I
yeah,
can
you
send it
don't.
to the. I can send it to you, bro. I will personally, but if you're willing to wear a jersey, and I'm willing to spend my money on wearing a jersey and wearing a Kenny Pickett jersey, I'll wear it. I'll get a jersey. If you're willing to do jerseys, then we can make the wager.
I'm not doing. I'm not spending my money on a jersey
I just
if
said I
we
would spend
lose.
my money.
I'm saying if we lose. I'm saying if by some miracle we lose. I'm not spending my $150 on a jersey.
Okay, then we're not no wager then.
Okay, then that's fine. You're just scared. That's fine.
Not scared.
Next team, Falcons Cardinals. I'm gonna be honest, even though Falcons don't look good, Cardinals look worse, so I'm gonna go Falcons.
Okay, well, I'll say so. Kyler Murray is coming back with this game, but nobody's really talked about this yet. I'm pretty sure a new COD is coming out this weekend, and we all know Kyler Murray's stats whenever a new COD comes out. So, or is it unless it's double XP weekend or something? I think it is a new COD though. But yeah, so it's his first game back. I think he is gonna focus more so on the game, not COD, but the actual game itself. Like the game he has this week, his job. But I don't know. Something has to give for the Falcons. The Falcons need a win. I really thought earlier on this year, whenever they saw the winning record, I actually thought they had a strong shot at the playoffs, winning record, like just blowing the entire NFC South out of the water. Now it doesn't look so clear, but I don't know. I think it's really tough. I think the Falcons do come in and win. Kyler Murray, he's still going to be rusty. I don't think he's played at all this season. Has he played at all this season? I'm not too sure, but um, yeah, I think the Falcons come in here, get a win. Cardinals will probably look to be a little bit better after this week, though. I think this will be just kind of the start of things getting better, though.
Phil. I want to go before Phil, even though this is his team. You guys are gonna. If you guys lose this game, I'm gonna laugh at you even harder next week. But I am a fan of Kyler Murray, so I'm going to go to pick the Cardinals.
Yeah. First, I love the Call of Duty reference, Mikey, because if you know, you know with Kyler Murray that like I said when we did our predictions, I'm of course gonna go with the Falcons. I'm a Falcons fan. I would never root against us, but if I was choosing for somebody else, if I was betting on the game, I would pick the Cardinals. I just don't. Maybe I'm hurt or just disgusted by what I saw this past week. I mean, that could be what it is. Um, eh, like I said, I would pick the Cardinals, but I'm of course going to root for my Falcons.
Next game, Jets Raiders. Uh, I'm gonna go Jets because I don't like the Raiders. That's basically it.
Oh, okay, that's fair, I guess. Um, I don't know. This is also, I think all the games, all the primetime games this week are pretty bad, if you ask me. But and this isn't the worst one. I think the game going on tonight is definitely the worst one, but this one's not far behind it. Um, Raiders, they have their new interim coach or whatever. They got the win this past week against. I'm pretty sure it was a pretty bad team. Yeah, it was the Giants. Yeah, Giants, and like Giants didn't have a quarterback. Team that they're playing this week, like barely has a quarterback. I'll say. I mean, Zach Wilson. Yeah, I'm not a really big fan of him. I think the Raiders somehow find a way to get a win this week. With all the madness going on in their locker room, probably like just everything going on, I think they win again. Jets just don't have it for me.
I am gonna go with that pirate scum they call the Raiders. Because that's why I call them pirate scum. They're scum. We shouldn't have lost to them. I'm still upset about that loss. But yeah, I think the pirate scum wins over the Jets. Zach Wilson, I agree with Phil on that. He's just not in the best situation. Cause I feel like I've seen him before. Was he on QB1 like Justin Fields was too on that TV show? I think he was. But if he was, I don't think he was though. But I did see something about Zach Wilson or whatever. I mean, he's not a bad quarterback. He's just not in the best situation. And I feel like when quarterbacks get thrown into the fire with bad teams, it kind of messes up the rest of their career, unless they somehow turns it around. Because I feel like another person that has finally been able to turn it around with his team that was kind of thrown in the fire as well was Lamar Jackson. Even though he didn't start the season, but he was kind of thrown in there when they traded away Joe Flacco. But yeah, I'm gonna go with that pirate scum, the Raiders. That's who I'm gonna go with.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Raiders as well, simply because I'm rooting for their intern coach. It's a great story. He seems to be doing well, so that's why I'm gonna go with the Raiders.
Pulling up NHL for our next topic. Broncos Bills. I think we all know who should win this game. That's the Bills. Broncos have not looked good since they beat the Chiefs, which was last week actually. Yeah, I'm gonna go Bills.
Okay, I mean, yeah, it's kind of hard to root against the Bills with this one, especially because it is the Broncos. But the Broncos, I mean, they shut down the Chiefs that week that they played them. I mean, Patrick Mahomes wasn't really able to do too much, as far as I remember, if I remember correctly. But yeah, I, I don't know. I think the Broncos somehow find a way to win. I think Russell Wilson has it in him. I think they'll find a way to upset the Bills and just kind of put more pressure on the Bills to kind of, try and make this push or make a change or something.
Yeah, I definitely want the Bills to win. I do, because the Broncos haven't been good, in my opinion, since the Peyton Manning era. But yeah, so yeah, the Bills are definitely gonna win this. Still not gonna give you back your title as Bills Mafia, but you guys should definitely win this game.
Uh, Broncos country, let's rock. I'm gonna pick the Broncos this game. It may be a little bit for trolling purposes. I made a bet with a friend from school before this season that Russell Wilson would come back and win MVP. Uh, to say the least, I paid the bet off like 4 weeks ago. So, but I'm gonna go with the Broncos though.
All right. Our next topic is NBA and everything that's going on with NBA. I don't know much, so that's going to be on the three of you to carry this topic. Also, within this topic, there is a subtopic, the James Harden trade. So I'm going to give it to you guys.
I would like to kick this off. James Harden hasn't been good since his Rockets days. James Harden is becoming a diva. For what? Why are you being a diva? Why? I mean, you got fat. You don't look like you're in. You don't look in shape. You don't look healthy. You don't. You just don't. And then that hair, like, dude, come on, that looks bad. And you're just gonna be on live television looking like that? No. You should have stayed with the mohawk. I think it's the hair too. The hair got him feeling himself something. Cause the mohawk step back, even though everybody was hating on, oh, it's scary, he's traveling. No, bro. I need that James Harden to be back for me to believe in him. And he's going to the Clippers with two players who cannot stay healthy to save their lives. Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. I forget they're on the Clippers. They get hurt so much each year. I forget that that's who they have on that team. They were fine without them. Like, they really were. The Clippers were a better team without Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, in my opinion. They didn't need them. They didn't need those pieces because the NBA is coming back to where you need a team. It's team basketball. It's coming back to team basketball. And one player is not going to help you. Yeah, they got Russell Westbrook as well, but I hate him. I don't like Russell Westbrook. I am the biggest Westbrook hater, bro. He's a straight diva, bro. Get out of your feelings, bro. Maybe some clothes you got wearing and stuff, bro. Like, I don't know. Like, it's just, but James Harden is a bad piece because it didn't work out with them, with the Rockets. It didn't work out. They couldn't get on the same page to save their lives. You have 4 stars. The most humbled player out of those stars is probably going to be Paul George, in my opinion. Kawhi, he's not a diva, but Kawhi, he's starting to get sassy a little bit these last few years, bro, in my opinion, for Kawhi. Because Kawhi usually is quiet like Phil was in the beginning of this season of the podcast. He's starting to get a little sassy, take shots. Like, wow. Kawhi.
Yeah, it doesn't help that Kawhi only plays like 10 games a season. Like, he's never playing anyways.
Exactly. Like, what's going on? Kawhi used to be one of my favorite players. He's not even one of my favorite players like that anymore. Like,
Yeah.
when you take the Spurs, I rooted for, like, I was a Miami fan, but I was rooting for the Spurs during that time when they had won. Like, yeah, like now I'm not even a fan of any teams, but I'm just a fan of the sport. But yeah, back to James Harden. James Harden he's in it for the money. Because he even literally said it in that press conference. I forgot what he said. Oh, the 76ers didn't want to agree to what I wanted to do or whatever. And so I left. I asked for a trade. Why are they going to do what you want if you're not playing or put forth an effort to help their team get through the playoffs? Embiid is a center. He's a great player, but you cannot rely on a center to get you through to the playoffs and win a championship unless you Jokic, the Joker. Unless you're a freaking Goliath like him and no one can guard you. Yeah. But a regular average center, he's not average. I'm not saying he's average. I'm talking about as far as height when I say average. Is not going to take you to the playoffs. He's just not. And so James Harden, I feel like this was not in the Clippers' best interest to get, because it's not going to work out. Somebody's going to either get traded or somebody's going to get traded.
Yeah.
Kawhi and Paul George are going to get hurt. It was a horrible trade. But yeah, you guys can speak on it.
All right. I mean, I won't say it was a horrible trade. Because at the end of the day, there was a lot of like pieces involved. 7 players, like 4 draft picks, something like that. I will say Philly definitely won this trade.
Yeah.
But I think at the end of the day, I think now that James Harden's kind of like in a better spot than where he was at in Philly, I think his play will definitely step up. People kind of forget I'm pretty sure he was still an All-Star. He was an All-Star last year. I'm pretty sure he wasn't an All-Star starter by any means, but I'm pretty sure he still made the All-Star game last year. And he was passing the ball too. He averaged like 10 assists, something like that. He was doing decent. Of course, things didn't work out in Philly as well. But at the end of the day, if Philly had not made this trade, they'd be stuck with just dead money, pretty much. Harden, there's no way that he was going back out there on the floor with just everything going on with that, all the drama involved with that. they weren't gonna pay him at the end of the day. That was obviously the main reason why he started that whole thing. So I don't blame him. I think players should get paid what they feel is their worth. He's at this stage in his career, he's past his prime. I think he's still a good player. He's past his prime though. He's not gonna ever be what he was in Houston. Um, but yeah, and what the Sixers got for him as well. The Sixers definitely come out on top here. Like no matter what, they get rid of a player who does not want to be here. They get a bunch of players out of it. They get a bunch of picks. Like they got Marcus Morris. Okay, that's pretty good. Nick Batum. That's a good bench player, good role player. I mean, he can come in there in the fourth quarter, do something for you. Um, but I think in the short term, it's good for LA. Long term, good for Philly. But I don't know. LA needs to like do something this year or next year. Otherwise, they're just gonna fall apart.
Yeah, so I definitely agree. Harden, while he's obviously not what he was in Houston, like you were saying, he's still a really, really good player. Like I said last year, I think he averaged 21 and 11. That's like elite point guard numbers. I mean, so he's still really good. Um, as far as the Clippers, they're obviously in desperate panic mode. You know, they traded for Kawhi and PG in 2019, 2020, and it's 2023, and you know, not much success has happened. Initially, when I thought about it, I didn't like the trade. I'm kind of like, Harden, his attitude and the way he's been carrying himself has really put a sour taste in a lot of people's mouth in the way we think of him. And like you say, even the way he looks, I mean, he looks like he's about to ask for an iPhone charger. Like, it's just the way he carries himself is just terrible. But he's still a really good player. What I honestly was thinking about, you guys were mentioning, you know, Kawhi and PG, they get hurt all the time. Kawhi plays 10 games a year. I honestly think that's what this move is for. I think when Kawhi, if PG, if Kawhi, you know, Russ, if those guys do get hurt, you have pieces to throw out there rather than just, oh, if one of these two guys get hurt and that's our season. Where okay, if Kawhi is out, okay, we got James Harden who on any given night can turn back into Houston Harden. If PG goes out, okay, well we still got Russ, Kawhi, and Harden. Russ could give you some good minutes every now and then. So I mean, I think it's really meant for that. As far as the Sixers go, I mean, yeah, they got some good pieces. I think they got some good pieces that they can trade away for even more draft capital. But if they don't make the Eastern Conference Finals this year, I think they're gonna blow it up. I think they trusted the process long enough. I mean, at the end of the day, the process has to show process. You can't. The loading bar has been in the middle for 5 years now. I mean, it's not showing any progress. So they're gonna have to press the exit tab and restart. I think soon. So both teams that are really kind of last desperate panic modes. And I really do. I think both teams win. I think the Sixers, they obviously couldn't keep going with James Harden. Him being a headache in the locker room and the stuff he was doing. Like I said, the Sixers, I don't think it can hurt them. Even though it hasn't looked good so far with them being 0-2 with them, but still, I don't think it can hurt them.
Now, okay, next thing probably will be the playing thing, the whole playing thing. The playing is going well. I watched a few games. I'm upset with Luca. Cause come on, Luca. I know the Nuggets was a tall task, a tall order to go up against, but I just needed you to win. Luca's one of my favorite players. He just plays like a very the best I can describe is probably like a and one type of style of basketball. It's not a conventional way of he plays basketball. But yeah, the playing tournament was a great move by the NBA. At first, I didn't like it when I first heard about it week one, but I like it now because now it's going to be more competitive. No one's just going to be lollygagging on the floor. It's more competitive. It's more competitive basketball. I like it. And for NBA, it's easier to find games, so I don't have to get stuck watching the Hawks. So yeah, that's one good thing. Yeah. But yeah, it's been pretty good. One duo that I feel like is really overrated is the Damian Lillard and Giannis. I feel like that duo is a bit overrated because like I forgot who they were playing, but Damian Lillard did horrible. Giannis did. He put up the numbers, but they still lost.
I think it was the Hawks actually.
Yeah, I think it was the Hawks. I expected them to do better. Okay, I was trying to figure out what trash team it was, but yeah, it was the the Hawks. You got Damian Lillard, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Like I'm mad with the Bucks because I lost some money on them because I gambled. I had a friend come over. We played the game. I gambled on them. I was playing with them and I really didn't know what to do with them. But yeah, it's just like I expected more. I'm not saying I expected them to be undefeated, but I expect them going on a tear
I
coming out
mean,
the game.
I don't really know what you expect. They're at the top of the East pretty much. I mean, I think Philly's probably the only team ahead of them right now. And I mean, they
Yeah,
won.
yeah. But
Yeah,
we beat Philly. That's what makes me mad. Well, not
true.
we, because I'm just a fan of the sport of the NBA. I don't root for any team,
Yeah,
but I do
I
hate
think
on the Hawks. I do hate
I
on the
think it's
Hawks.
I think it's still way too early to tell, like for the Bucks. But they're definitely title contenders this year.
I,
Hawks are mid, but yeah,
the
Bucks are definitely
Hawks,
title contenders.
the Hawks. The last time I seen the Hawks be good was when they went on the tear in the playoffs.
Hmm.
But I feel like those games were that was during the time where sports betting basically got legalized. That was when sports betting got legalized, and I feel like it was a sports bet there because they gave you series. They were giving you series to win, bro. Like the teams
I don't know about
that
that.
you drawed, the teams that you drawed. Oh my god! Like no.
I mean, we beat them. Okay, the Knicks I understand, but the Sixers, they were supposed to go to the finals that year. They were the team
Sixers
chanting,
were
"We want the Bucks." You know.
I
they were the
mean,
number
no.
one seed. By the way, thank you, Mikey. The Sixers were the
Exactly.
number one seed, and
Wait,
we
wait,
beat them in
what?
7 games.
What did you
And,
have?
you know what?
What
You know
did
what?
the Sixers
No,
even
because
have? I
they
said
had
this
Joel Embiid,
a
they
few
had Ben
minutes
Simmons, they had
ago.
Tobias Harris. What?
I just
And then no, and then
Tobias Harris
game
played when
six,
he
it was
wants
game
to.
6 or game 7. We were down by like 30 points and we came back. No one talks about that, but everyone talks about 28-3. But yes, we played the first seed in the Eastern Conference, and then we beat them, and then we played the Milwaukee Bucks, who won the NBA championship that year, by the way. And we took them to 6 games. Hell, we would have probably won if Trey Young didn't get hurt. You're talking about the Hawks versus the Suns in the finals if that doesn't
Hmm.
happen. So put some respect on our names. You know, the
No.
Falcons, it's hard to
Respect.
defend. No, no, no.
Eric.
I'm gonna defend the Hawks. I'm gonna
The
defend the Hawks.
Hawks.
And then by the way, since we're on the Hawks, look out for us this year. I'm not gonna say nothing crazy, but
That
I
was
think we're like a
crazy.
Miami Heat. I think we're like a Miami Heat type team. Where
Oh
hear me
my
out.
God.
Like
Barbecue, take him
Trey,
off the show.
I
no,
won't.
He's
Trey,
I won't
talking
go that
Trey,
out of
far.
Trey
his
Young,
body.
Trey Young and DeJounte Murray together. First of all, the only reason why I'm saying this is because Trey Young's been terrible this year. So Trey Young and DeJounte Murray together, I think that can make a play. That can make a somewhat playoff Jimmy Butler. And then after that, you look at our role players. Our role players are legit. Bogdanovich, Sadiq Bey, Jalen Johnson, who is in the running for like most improved player this year. Clint
Mhm.
Capella, Onyeka Okongwu, one of the best backup bigs in the league. I mean, we got depth. Like we can go 8, 9 man deep rotation, and we're showing it now. We got the play-in game tonight, I think, against the Magic. Wipe the floor with them, but yeah, respect us. And then about the play-in, I think it's good. I think that it gives excitement to the regular season, have the guys taking more seriously as far as competition stuff like that. But respect the Hawks.
Man, this man just you're wild. That statement was wild. Let me roll back cause let me roll back to that number one seed in the 76ers. The 76ers didn't look like a number one seed. The Eastern Conference is soft. The Eastern Conference is soft. I mean, yeah, I will admit the West and the East, they're starting to at like some parts it looks like they're coming neck and neck at being soft. But the East is soft. Are you kidding me?
I'm
It
sorry,
sucked.
don't give me that
And
crap,
in the
bro.
se-
The,
in the
the NBA plays
76ers,
82 games. After 82 games, you're the #1 seed. I think that's a big sample size. We just beat them. You gotta give the Hawks their credit. We beat them. When everyone expected us to lose, and they thought that maybe they would give us 5 games. Everyone expected us to be done. We came in and we beat them. You gotta respect us after that. And then, like I said,
Dominated
took
actually.
Milwaukee to 6 games.
no, no, can't respect the Hawks. I'm sorry.
I listened to your Falcon
And
hate long enough. You're not gonna hate on the
I don't
Hawks,
listen to
dude.
you anymore either, Phil. You said you guys are like the Miami Heat.
We
Don't
are.
I like to disrespect the Hawks. I don't respect the Hawks, but don't sell yourself like that. No, their star player, so-called star player, and Jimmy Butler is in an emo phase. He's like a teenage boy. He's like a little teenager going through phases each year. Get out of here. Don't do that to yourself. If you're gonna compare yourself to another team, at least say you're the good version of the Memphis Grizzlies, because that's
No,
that's another young team that can be good. You are like the upgrade version of the Memphis Grizzlies. I'll give you guys that. But
See,
the Heat? Oh my God, no! Their their main guy, Jimmy Butler, he's a freaking weirdo. He gives me the creeps. He's like that one weird kid in class. Like, no, like no, like
I actually
ain't
do like
gonna
the
do
comparison
nothing.
though, like to Memphis versus because like the Heat, yeah, but like I don't know, I don't think we're quite on that level yet. I think the Grizzlies for sure, because I mean think about it, like you got Jaren Jackson and then Ja, like two really good players, they're a good duo, and then in Atlanta you got Trae Young and Dejounte. I mean that's more comparable, I'd say, but I don't think I'd even say I'd go as far as to say we're not as good as the Grizzlies. I don't think I'm not super high on the Hawks this year. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a
I,
Hawks fan as well, but I don't know. I don't know.
as far as records goes, you guys are better than they haven't won a game yet.
Oh yeah, Jaws out. He's suspended. Like this
I
man.
mean, but Derrick Rose, what's going on, man? Your knees are good. Where's the veteran leadership? You told y'all I'm not babysitting this year. Okay, go basketball.
True.
Derrick Rose is like, I hate how this happened to him. Like, Derrick Rose could have been so much more. And
Yeah,
now he's at the point where he's just team hopping. He's
it
just
is pretty
team
sad to
Is
see.
he
hopping.
overrated?
You said
Yeah,
what?
Derrick Rose. Do y'all think he's overrated? Because like I'm gonna be real. I was probably like 7 years old anyways when he won the MVP, and I definitely wasn't watching basketball then. So like all I do is
I,
look off of highlights. But
I
He was
don't
we're
not
know.
overrated.
hyping up.
Derrick Rose is not overrated.
No,
Derrick Rose, I feel like is a player. I don't know how you feel about this, but you guys feel about this. I feel like Derrick Rose, karma came and bit him in the butt because how he got into the NBA was kind of shady. Because the college he went to, I mean, how he got into that college, he shouldn't have got in that college because his grades and stuff weren't up to par. And I feel like that injury came to bite him in the butt for that. I just feel like it came early in his career, but I just feel like he had bad karma coming into the NBA by going that way. I think that's what happened to him because I watched him when he was there. I've been watching basketball since I was a little kid. So Derrick Rose is not overrated. If anything, he's underrated. If
I,
it wasn't for that injury, that need those all those injuries, I feel like Derrick Rose is a Hall of Famer. But because of those injuries,
easily.
realistically, he's not a Hall of Famer. He's just
Yeah,
not. He's not a Hall of
I
Famer.
mean,
it was just
like
after
like I
those
said, I mean,
injuries. Oh, go ahead.
yeah, I mean, like I said, y'all would probably know better than me. I
Mhm.
think I know it's a kind of completely different topic, but I know we were talking about kind of similar thing when Shane was on talking about like the rappers that passed away. We rank them high because it's more what they could have been. I kind of feel like that's a thing that we do with Derrick Rose, where he was really good. But we rank him and talk about him as what he could have been more than ultimately what he is and what he was in his career. Where you look at a Russell Westbrook who athletically, I'm not gonna say he's as athletic, but it's not a huge gap, and the far better career, and we shit on him, but Derrick Rose has been averaging like 12 points a game is a high the last 6 years, and he still gets this worship like he's still a like I get he's beloved. I understand he can't help the injuries, and he was really great, but I just feel like we like you're mentioning him about the Grizzlies being 0-5 or whatever. Derrick Rose can't really do much about that. He's yeah. I just think that we look at him as more what he could have been. He was.
Derrick Rose could do something about that. He can. He can get some wins across the board. He did it with the Knicks. He did it with the Knicks. Now, granted, the Knicks are not the best team in the world, but they're not the worst. He did it with the Knicks. He had some, like the time he spent with the Knicks, he played some pretty good basketball. Dare I say, he looked like Derrick Rose of old. I know that's a stretch, but I've never overrated him. I've always said every year, Derrick Rose, if healthy, he can give you a solid few games. I feel like people I feel like Russell Westbrook gets hate because of how he comes across. He's a diva. I'm sorry. Russell Westbrook is a diva. He comes across arrogant. He's like how James Harden is acting with his attitude. That is Russell Westbrook. He was in his feelings when Kevin Durant left to go win a championship because let's be real, OKC at that time, even though they're kind of starting to piece it together now, was not the best team was not one of the best teams in the league anymore. It wasn't 2015 anymore. It just wasn't. And you get to the point where you don't want to retire without a ring. Russell Westbrook is just he's emotional for me. He's too emotional. Just play basketball. If he doesn't like how things are going, he pitches a fit. That's why he gets hate. Derrick Rose is humbled, and I will agree, people do hold on to what he could have been, but he's also humbled, Phil. He doesn't come out here and he's not a diva on the sideline like Russell Westbrook is. He's not a crybaby. He doesn't show up he doesn't, I don't know what, he has to be smoking something when he gets dressed the way he does. Like, come on now. But yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to stay on basketball forever, man. I just gotta defend Russell Westbrook real quick. I don't really know where that character about him came from. Because the Russ hate started when he went to LA. Obviously he wasn't good. It just wasn't a good fit. As far as him being a team player, I don't think he has a diva attitude at all. I think he's a team player, a great person to teammate. I think you even look at him with the Clippers. He's getting paid $1 million for the year. So a lot of Twitch streamers make more than that. Russell Westbrook is getting paid, and I know that's a lot of money, but like in NBA terms, like he's making only $1 million a year to play for the Clippers. The dude's the ultimate teammate, competitor, and like I said, the hate just can't. It's kind of like a trend now to just hate on Russ, man. He's not selfish, and diva attitude, all that. I don't really.
And I agree as well. He's just doing this thing out there. I do think at this point, like I do think he is kind of desperate for that ring now, and I do think he's kind of like regretting not leaving whenever he did after KD left. And I can't blame KD for leaving either. You blew a 3-1 lead in the conference finals, and like then what? Like I don't know, but yeah, I think Russ he was a diva at one point. I think he's still a good player. He was averaging a triple double, and people were just dogging him. They were not like they were just still saying he was a bad player. Like I don't know. I do think people kind of got tired of his stats. Like after a while, they were just like, "Oh, he's stat padding," which is true. But yeah, I don't know. With Derrick Rose, the whole Derrick Rose thing, I do agree as well. It is kind of like looking back on like what could have been. But if you go back and watch his highlights in this prime after this podcast is over. I don't know if you've seen him before, but watch him. He was something else. If you watched him back in the day, you could definitely see he was gonna be like the next LeBron, next Kobe, next Jordan even. he was going to be one of those players.
I hate on Russell Westbrook. It's not because of his play. He is Mr. Triple Doubles. I'll give him that. It's just his attitude and the way he dresses. I can't get with the dress. And nobody, like, you're not, there's no way you just say this looks good. There's no way. Like, I feel like when players get to the league and get all this money, they just throw anything on. Like, no. That's the other thing I hate about Russell Westbrook. But that's the last thing.
Are you guys done with NBA?
Yeah. All right, I'm ready to hit on the Penguins. Let's go.
All right, NHL. So our two teams are Penguins and Capitals, because KB is a hater. First of all, first game of last week that we didn't get to, Thursday night, November 2nd, Capitals lost to the Islanders 3-0. And then Friday, November 3rd, none of us play. Saturday the 4th, Penguins win a big 10-2. I mean, that's probably one of the highest scoring in the league. Mikey, what are your thoughts on this 10-2?
Well, I mean, the stats are kind of skewed with that because the Sharks, they're by far the worst team in the NHL. If you guys look, like they had an emergency goalie basically in there. People were saying if we lost that game, if we somehow found a way to lose that game, just blow the entire team up, trade everybody away, because the Sharks, they're literally the worst team by far. This is like one of the worst teams in the league that we've seen like in years. Actually, this is like a historically bad team. This is like the 0-16 Browns. It's like the 0-16 Lions, if you want to put it in NFL terms. They're terrible team. So I'm glad we won that game, and we probably should have won by even more, honestly, if you ask me. But yeah, good game by Sidney Crosby, keeping his point streak alive. I think it's like up to like 10 games now or something crazy like that. It's crazy how he's like 36, 37 years old, still, doing his thing. He's still a difference maker out there, still one of the best players in the league at his age. So yeah, pretty impressive.
Say is the Capitals. Guys, get it together, man. I'm about literally when I get off of here, I'm gonna get my ESPN Plus account so I can watch all the hockey games and not be limited. But yeah, I like hockey. I tell Barbecue, I tell him all the time, I like playing the video games, even though I get confused and stuff, and the coach pulls you off the floor. That is the most real. The NHL is the most realistic sports game I've ever seen. Like, I recommend it for anybody. If you want to play a sports game that's realistic and it feels like real life and how it would go as a athlete in that sport, the NHL game is where you go because it is very realistic. They did a good job with that. It is very realistic. Like on there, they'll literally be like, "Do you want to go play in Canada or do you want to go play in the NHL?" And if you're really bad in like the little game before they give you that decision, they'll send you straight to Canada to play in the minors. So it's a realistic. And back to the Penguins. I hope you guys lose your next game. I just do. I just
We
want
actually have
to.
a game tonight,
I hope you
10:30, I
guys
think.
lose. I hope you guys lose. Just do. Barbecue, I'm just doing this just to go against you.
Hey, I don't care. I mean,
I like
it
doing it.
doesn't
It's
bother
fun.
me that you don't like teams.
I mean, yeah, I just like going against barbecue. The Capitals, I just picked the rivalry, your biggest rivalry. I asked you that, and that was your biggest rivalry. So I went with it, the Capitals. I can care less if they win or not. I just want to go against barbecue.
That's pretty funny.
Should have said the Penguins, so you'd be a Penguins fan. Our biggest rivalry is ourselves.
Yeah. I know for me, like I said, I'm not a Penguins fan, but I'm a Penguins supporter because Georgia, since we got rid of the Thrashers, I have nothing else to go to. So but I love to see wins. Feel like I'm a part of a winning organization. I saw the 10-3. I forgot what I was watching on ESPN, but I saw it on the bottom score. I'm like, yo, that's or 10-2, my bad. I was like, yo, that's crazy. And then of course I saw it in our group chat. So that was big to see. I didn't know anything about the Sharks, so the fact that you said that they're pretty historically bad, the score makes sense then. So it sounds like we just took care of business. But yeah, I'm trying to get more locked in on hockey. It's hard now because with basketball on now, it's like okay, I'm trying to balance everything. Like I know you said they play at 10:30 tonight.
Yeah.
'Cause-
Yeah, I'm
okay,
not
yeah.
watching
See
this
the Hawks.
game.
Hopefully, okay, yeah, because the Hawks they come on at 9:30. I think that's playing, so I'm gonna be locked in on that. But like I said, love to see the wins. Hope they keep coming, and I definitely catch the games when I can.
So on November 4th, Capitals also won to the Blue Jackets. Less impressive win with 2-1, but still a win. Like I've been saying, win's a win all season. Any sport wins a win. So good job on the
I,
Capitals.
I have a question real quick. Since you both watch hockey, it sounds like your brother been watching hockey more than you. But
Yeah.
yeah, I have a question. No shade, no shade, no shade. I have a legitimate question.
Yeah.
I just said I play in the NHL game, and yeah, I play with the Rangers. Are the Rangers really good in real life? Because on the game they were like so amazing. They were amazing. We won like the Stanley Cup. Are they
Yeah.
actually that good in real life?
As over the last couple of years, yeah, they've been pretty good. They in fact, including this year, I think they're at the top of the division right now. So yeah, they're a pretty good team now. Unfortunately, as much as I hate to say it, yeah, they're a good team. They're also one of the Penguins rivals as well.
Oh, I didn't know. I switched. I'm switching. I'm
Oh my
switching.
god,
Of course you're
That's
switching.
bandwagon.
I mean,
crazy.
you started rooting for the Packers because they won the Super Bowl. So I mean,
Oh
this is
my
like behind you.
god. Stop.
Yeah,
Let
for
it
the Penguins,
go.
for the
I
Penguins though,
literally
yeah,
gave you guys a side note on that. I was with the Falcons until they didn't bring back Mike Vick back. But yeah.
the Steelers did. Steelers had
But
Mike Vick.
no, at that point it was too late. At that point it was just too late. He was clinging on what well, just like we said with Derrick Rose, he was clinging on what could have been at that point. But yeah, I'm a Rangers fan now. They're from out of New York, right? Yeah, I'm a New
Yeah,
York fan. New York Rangers fan now.
So
It's
that means you like
official.
the Jets too.
Fuck the Jacks. We're talking about hockey.
All
yeah.
right.
Bro, honestly, all honesty, if hockey was popular in Georgia, I would play hockey. Like in like school,
Hockey's
like
fun.
going to school. I definitely play hockey. It
They
seems like
have
a fun sport.
they have roller leagues, roller hockey
No.
leagues.
No. Mm-mm.
It's basically the
But
same thing except you're on skates and
no.
not ice skates, or you're on roller
No.
skates, not ice skates.
No. I knew a kid that played roller hockey though. I did. He lived in my apartment complex. But yeah, the most thing I know about hockey is the stuff I see on the video game. I see come
Mhm.
across the screen. I know like Wayne Gretzky is apparently the hockey goat of
Mhm.
hockey. I know that. I know who the goat of hockey is. Pretty much every sport except golf. I don't. That's the only sport I don't know who the goat is. But any other sport, I know at least the goat of that sport, and I know Wayne Gretzky is, unless that's changed. I don't know. But yeah, I know who the GOAT is of every sports, even tennis. I know that doesn't make any sense, but I'm saying I know who the real GOAT is, even though they're probably not gonna say she's the GOAT, but they say it, but they're not gonna make her the overall GOAT, Serena, aka Serena
Wait,
Williams. But yeah,
who,
I
who's the
am
goat
a New York
in
Rangers
shot
fan
put?
now. I am a New York Rangers fan now. What'd you say, Phil?
Who's the goat in shot put?
And shot. Stop naming that unrelevant sport. That is not a real sport.
What
Good
about
description.
cricket?
That isn't a real sport. American sports are the real sport. Oh my god. Oh my god. Cut that out. Cut that out. Cut that
What
out.
about
Bro,
bowling? The bowling goat.
The what?
The
Bowling.
bowling goat. Who's that?
The ball. Oh my! You guys are gonna get me canceled.
What
That
That's
about
last
pretty
statement
American.
what
was
about
enough to get me canceled.
what about Saudi Arabian soccer?
What? That even makes sense. The goal of soccer is Messi. Clearly, he's better than Ronaldo. I don't
So
care what
I
people
I
say.
actually have
Messi, no.
I have this story that's actually not my story. It's a friend's story. So last night, um, he just wanted to bet on sports, but there was really no sports on. So he bet on, I think it was Saudi Arabian soccer,
What
and
the world?
just something random, and he won.
Oh wow.
He
Ronaldo does
won.
play over there.
What? Ronaldo?
Ronaldo plays over there.
Eh,
Wait, how much did he win?
He won, I think, like $50 or something.
Oh,
I don't know exactly how much, but yeah, he was like, I won. I guess I'm a fan of that team now.
Oh, wow.
That's
But
funny.
yeah, I mean, I know the goat of. How do I say this without getting canceled? I know how to say this. I know the goat of sports that are popular in America. I don't think that's controversial.
Well,
There.
Mikey, you want to be our third co-host since KV might be getting kicked off soon here.
Bro, I retract that first statement. Please cut that
Yeah,
No,
out.
I
if he's
can't cut
trending on
it
Twitter
out.
tomorrow morning, I'll take over.
Bro, because
I
that
can't.
statement,
It's a
bro,
podcast. It's
let's
a
be real.
podcast. I'm not supposed to edit it in any way. That's how
Let's
podcasts
be
work.
real. If we were a bigger show and we were more popular, no shade to us, I would have got canceled off of that statement. That statement would have
And
ended
Mikey
me.
would be our
That
our
statement would
third
have
host
ended
starting
me.
That'd be
next
the
week.
replacement.
That legitimately, like as
We
we
would
grow,
have to
guys,
block you out of everything. We would have
as,
to block you
as
out,
we
like
grow, guys,
take down
you
that
guys,
our we would
I've
have to
said
take
this
down
to my cousin.
Our Instagram thing picture, add like Photoshop Mikey in your place. We would
Yeah,
have to completely block you on everything. Come out with an official statement. Hey, what KD said, we do not support this in any way. He has since been fired. Um, he is no longer part of the show. He is banned from even watching our show. We are sorry to anyone who he offended. We are not in contact with him at all.
I definitely think
Thank you for
as
your
the show
understanding.
grows, I'm me personally, my cousin is a little like side guest that's not on the show, but she's a person in the background over here, Mike. In case you didn't know, like we every time she walks in the room, like, oh, my lovely assistant comes in. That's what I say. She's already said, if you guys get to the point where you're very popular and blow up for real, Cameron, you're going to. I mean, oh my God, she calls me by my actual name. I go by Kid Vicious on here. She said, you're going to need a PR person. They're going to have to legitimately find your
Yes.
PR person because
Yes.
you say the most controversial things off the show. If you follow me on Instagram, I am the most controversial person ever.
Yeah, so
Especially,
there's
especially if you get a female audience, oh my God. My Instagram alone could get me canceled if we were bigger.
yeah,
Not even the stuff I
there's
say
a
on there.
huge chance that when we get big and when we have a CBS show, um we might need to replace Kid Vicious at some point.
No, just get a PR person. If we have a PR person at that point,
Well, you know,
I'll legitimately be like, can I say this? Am I allowed to say this? And like, I'll literally give them access to my Instagram and be like, am I allowed to say this?
yeah, but
Can I
people,
say
you
this?
know, the internet likes to do their digging, and they're gonna find stuff from previous years and be like, okay, yeah,
I know that. That's why anytime I make a controversial statement, I apologize. I do. It's I don't mean what I say.
apologies can only get you so far.
I'm a very spirited person. I'm just very spirited. but yeah, we're definitely gonna. I'm definitely gonna need a PR person. We're definitely gonna have to invest in that and getting us a PR person, bro. Especially
Not
for
not us getting you a PR person.
exactly.
Phil and I are good. Phil and I don't really say anything controversial. You, on the other hand, every episode, it's something.
I I have said some controversial things this year. I mean, the last thing I said that was controversial, that was very a serious topic. I felt really bad about saying that. But yeah, this time I think I wouldn't. I think I would get the boot, but I would have more of a chance of surviving. The first controversial thing that I said this year, oh no, they I would have been
What
in
was
What'd you
it?
trouble.
say?
I can't remember. What
I'm
was
not
it?
saying it. I'm not saying it
What
again.
was it about?
I'm repeating it. I'm repeating what I said.
What was it about?
But yeah, it was pretty bad. Just know, Mike, just know it was pretty bad. It was pretty
Just
bad.
text it to me. Text it to me.
Yeah, I'll
You
text
can't
you.
give us a hint.
No, my bro.
I
You can
actually can't remember.
This is one thing you do not say. You
Just
do
one
not
word.
cross this line. This is
One word.
Oh, I know what you're
a
talking
topic you
about.
do not go to.
I
You
know
do
it.
not go to. You
No.
do not go there. I apologize, but I was going on.
I can't
I was
remember
going
what
in
it's
on the
about, but
Steelers.
it's a word that you said that.
Yeah, I
Oh,
was going in on the Steelers. That's all I'll say about it.
it was about the Steelers. Makes sense. Makes sense.
But yeah, it was like it was brought to my attention when I came off the show by my cousin, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I did
It
say
was our
that."
first show starting, like 18 plus show, too. And I was like, come on. Like,
No, no, your brother was no. I was saying, "Come on." Until I said that, I was saying, "Come on" to barbecue. 'Cause barbecue. Oh my god, I've never heard him cuss this much. This season, I'm really finding out that your brother is not as innocent as he came across coming through middle school into high school. Like, oh my god,
That's
I'm
hilarious.
scared. Like, what
that
the
first show
world?
was funny. That was a
But
funny.
yeah, it was a very interesting show. But yeah,
I
like
think
I
it
said,
was. I think it was
I
like our
need
highest rated show too.
I think I'll say this. I do need a PR person. I do.
You
And
do.
I've worked I'm starting to be more careful about what I say, especially on social media. Because when we blow up, they're gonna be like, oh, we gotta figure out who these guys are because we don't know who they are. And they're gonna bring all that up. And I know I'm gonna have to do a bunch of public apologies to save face or whatever. So I'm gearing up for that, but I'm going forward. I'm trying my best not to be controversial.
Yeah, because all
Hey,
these
you
all
and
these
Phil
VODs are
baited me into
public.
that one. You and Phil baited me into that one, bro. You guys started answering picking sports that I knew nothing about. You guys baited me into that one now. You guys baited me into that one. Mikey and Phil baited me into that one. He was like, "Who's the bowling goat?" Bowling, bowling is something you do with your family. Like, I forgot it was a professional sport. But yeah, that's all I have to say.
All right. So on to November 7th. Penguins win again against the Ducks, 2-0. Which I
Wait,
think we lost to the Ducks last time, right?
Think so.
wait, the Ducks are a real team? I just thought they were on Mighty Duck, the movie. I just thought they. I just thought, the only Ducks I know about in the movie.
All right.
They're not really all that good at either. So I mean,
We need
but
actual
yeah.
people who know hockey. So
Oh wow, that's
all
hilarious.
right. Let's get him back before he throws a fit. But yeah. We got one win. We won that one. We don't have the best record though. 5-6.
I feel
You didn't know the Ducks were a movie.
No, I just thought they were part of a movie.
They showed the Ducks on the movie.
They did? I don't remember that.
Yes.
I'm just so into the Bash Brothers and all of them, you know.
To a real Ducks game in the movie.
They did? I don't remember that.
Yes.
I really don't. I remember when they had faced those German guys and all that. But yeah. All right, guys, let's finish up the show. Even though that was a very embarrassing moment, I didn't know that they were a real team.
And then November 7th, I lost it. November 7th, Penguins won. Don't think the Capitals played that good. No, they played yesterday. Capitals lost 4-3 against the Panthers yesterday.
Wow, I feel bad for their team, their fans.
Oh yeah, you're what are you?
I'm a Rangers fan, man.
Rangers
I just
fan, 'cause you're a bandwagon. That's right. And then now Penguins play tonight, 10:30 p.m. I'm not watching it. It's too late for me. The game will probably end around like what, 12 o'clock, 1.
Almost one. Most likely.
If it was Saturday, that would be a different story. Like last Saturday, I think they played at 10 too, and I watched the whole game. Let's see how Rangers are two wins, 1 loss, and 1 tie.
Hockey. Oh my gosh.
And they won today 2-1. Wait, is that right? No, never mind. They're playing
right now.
I was looking at Rangers soccer. They're currently 9-2 and 1 tie. Do we play the Rangers this year? Let's see. Yeah, November 22nd, so later this month. And I know if we lose that game, Kidfish is going to be coming at me like he always does. Because he's a bandwagon. You heard it here for the 5th time. So he's a bandwagon in 2 sports now, football and hockey. So that's probably a record.
I don't count myself as a bandwagon for football. It's been
rooted for the
years. It's been 12 years, bro. You can't call me a bandwagon anymore.
I can call you a bandwagon because if the Steelers won that Super Bowl, you would be a Steeler fan.
No, I would not.
Yes, you would.
No.
You literally told me, you were like, I saw the first football game I saw, which was the Packers Super Bowl. They won, and that's why I'm a fan.
That was the first game I watched. But dude, it's 12 years. No longer can you call me a bandwagon anymore. Because if I was a bandwagon, I would have left when Rodgers left. Like everybody, all our friends were saying, when Rodgers leaves, Cam's not going to be a Packers fan anymore. No, I'm sticking with the Packers. I've stuck by them for 12 years. You can't call me a bandwagon anymore.
Didn't you say whenever you guys were going against the Broncos, if they lose, you're just gonna do what you do for basketball and just root for no one?
No, I said that and then I changed it and I said you're gonna get another video. You guys still haven't got that next video. Yeah.
Miss Dean!
She's not in the room. She can't hear you.
Miss Dean! If I yell loud enough. Miss Dean, we need that video!
I haven't even made a video. There's no video.
So you say.
And now she comes when you call her name. Oh my God, Kristen.
There isn't a video yet, but we'll keep you posted.
Are you kidding me?
Thank you, Miss Dean.
You're welcome.
Wow. Wow. But no, it's 12 years. You can't call me a bandwagon anymore. I've stuck with the team. I've never left.
Yet.
I never left.
Yet.
I'm not gonna leave. I'm not gonna leave.
So you said.
Like even when like I'm gonna raise if I do get married and have kids, they're gonna be raised as Packers fans. We're gonna still be in Georgia, but they're gonna be raised as Packers fans, groomed as Packers fans, not Falcons fans. If they come in the house like, Dad, the Falcons won, I'm gonna be like, Phil, you need to tell your child to leave my child alone. Like, 'cause that's the only way they're a Falcons fan. And somehow they seem to get in the same class as Phil. And his children just dilute their mind to be Falcons fans. Even the Steelers, I'll concede to that. I'm sorry. On the show I show hate for the Steelers, but
On
off
text
show,
too. I have witness. I have Phil as my witness.
group chat and the show I hate on the Steelers.
We
But
can come up with chat logs if you need.
I love the Steelers. They're one of my favorite teams of all time. You can clip that. They're one of my favorite teams of all time. I like the Steelers. I just you just make me hate them sometimes, you know. But yeah, but your brother barbecue, he has saved you because I don't totally hate the Steelers anymore. He has come on here sensibly. He has not been unreasonable at all. He has heard me out and given his opinion, unlike you do.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Oh, he's gone again.
Because we all know this. Phil, you can tell that I give my honest opinion every time. You can be my witness.
Yes.
Every
yes.
time. Wow.
I even hype up the Packers sometimes in the group chat.
I will say you've said some outlandish things about the Steelers before, but for the 90% of what you said. Oh,
All right. Since it is that was the last topic of the show. I forgot to do our sponsors, so I'm just gonna do them right now. First of all, Midnight Energy. Delicious and nutritious. Scrumptious. Use code BBQHD for 10% off. And then our second sponsor is WhisperSense launching next Friday. So we're gonna do our show, and then right afterwards, we're going to do a launch party. I'll be live till probably around 12 p.m. or 12 a.m. Friday night to do a launch party. We launch at 12 a.m. Friday, or I guess Saturday morning. If you want delicious smelling candles, this one is pumpkin, which would be our one of our starting lineups. We also got cinnamon. We got cinnamon vanilla. We got vanilla. Just 4 amazing scents. Mikey can be my attest to that, as he has tried them before.
Yep. 10 out of 10. 10 out
Yep.
of 10.
And I say try like you eat candles, but you don't. You smell them. But yeah. So we're launching that next Friday. And we actually got a special guest next Friday, all the way from Brazil. So stay tuned for that. Mikey, thanks for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for having
We
me.
appreciate you. We are gonna go. It is 9:14 p.m. I still have to go to my mom's house, so
Hmm.
I'm gonna see my little puppy. So yeah, thanks everyone for joining us. We will see you tomorrow night, right back here on twitch.tv/bbqhd123. For the fun show, we got special topics like all Hollywood strikes are over, Sidekick versus the Marvel's OG Fortnite map experience, Marvel bringing back OG cast, Robert Downey Jr. returning as Iron Man, and new Marvel movie dates. So stay tuned
Aren't
for
we talking
that.
about GTA as well? GTA as well?
We can talk about GTA too.
Okay, I know we had talked about it. I didn't know if we were doing that one as well.
Do we have a guest tomorrow?
No, we don't have a guest tomorrow.
Mikey, you want to join
it's
us
been
tomorrow?
tough. It's been tough.
I'll have to see if I can make some time on my schedule.
All right.
Yeah, it's been pretty tough. I'm trying to get guests, but they're just not they're not biting for the fun show. I can't get anyone to bite for the fun show. They all want to be on the sports show. So yeah.
I'm doing majority of the carrying because I got a guest for next week. For the fun show. So, but thank you all for joining us. Thank you, Rick. Thank you again, Shrug, for the $85 or 85 bits. For the 85 bears. Thank you, Llama, for joining. And yeah, that is pretty much it. This will be live on YouTube, Twitch VODs, and Spotify. So go follow us on there and rate us on Spotify.